your favorite pair.
Interesting job you guys had.
Very smart and very modern.
They are Jon and Jim.
I mean, it would be very surprising. A, not as the one. B, having to go on the road at some point. I'd be very surprised if Philadelphia made it to the Super Bowl. Agree or disagree?
I would agree, and I think most Philadelphia fans would agree too. It's hilarious that they won the Super Bowl this past year, and all Eagle fans are saying right now is this team sucks, fire everybody. They are so mad, and the Super Bowl last year doesn't matter.
Now, live from the studios of San Diego Sports 760, it's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is Hour 1, Jon and Jim, and we've got a really good show lined up for you today. We're going to be here for, 4 hours until 6 p.m., so settle in. With you for the next 4 hours, and coming up at 2:30, Greg Camarillo will join us. We'll talk about last night, Cowboys-Lions. We'll talk about this weekend in the NFL. Warren Barton, who's been on SDFC broadcast this year with Darren Smith, with Adrian Garcia-Marquez, former member of the English national team. He does commentating for Fox as well. He'll join us coming up at 3 p.m. We'll get into the winter meetings in one moment. Now, you said Paraguay is who the U.S. will play. I refer to Paraguay as Paraguay. Now, you called them Paraguay.
Tomatoes. Are we really going to get into this right now?
Where is Paraguay?
It's somewhere in the world, John.
Name the continent.
The European continent. I don't know.
The European continent.
It's
That's my favorite one.
Are we seriously going to ask me where Paraguay is? I can't even tell you where like San Diego is on a map.
Good point. It's in South America.
There we go. Of course it is.
By the way, I just looked this up real quick. I'm at StubHub. This first U.S. match in L.A., right?
Let me guess.
Just up the road a little bit.
Just up the road, as LT would say.
What is it, 35 minutes or something?
Yeah, LT, who has no concept of directions.
30 minutes. How much do you think? What is the get-in price for that June 12th showdown with Paraguay or Paraguay?
I'm going to say get-in price is like $850.
$850 get-in, Brent?
Yeah.
Paraguay, U.S., June 12th?
Yeah.
Let's see what Brent says.
$1,000.
$1,000 get in. How about section category 3, whatever that means? $1,412.
Are we serious?
Price is Right rules. I win.
Anything lower level, and in quotes, I don't even know what this means. Like I'm talking lower 3 levels at SoFi Stadium. Anything lower level, $6,000.
What are we doing?
So it's like the Super Bowl of Super Bowls. Now I don't know what it's going to be like if you want to go to see like Egypt against, name the nation.
Australia.
Costa Rica. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's going to be $6,000, but to see the U.S. June 12th against the European power, as Jim likes to call them, even though they're in South America, that'll be $1,400
I only missed by an entire hemisphere. It's okay.
Like north, south, east, west. Like imagine they're like, hey, just fly there. If you get there, it's free. And you're like, okay, I'll fly there. And you end up in like London.
Take a jet. Point the direction you think Paraguay is, and then we'll see if you get there.
Europe, he tells me.
Wouldn't it be funny if like the team actually listened to Jim and then like they flew to Europe and like, hey, where is everybody?
Where is everyone? All right, we are hours away, Jim.
Paraguay.
What is that?
That's how you say it.
Paraguay. Thank you.
Paraguay.
I mean, were we really going to trust Jim on the pronunciation when he missed the continent?
No. What do you think?
All right, so the winter meetings will get underway in North America in Orlando, Florida. Okay.
I know where that is.
And that'll be I think it actually gets underway Sunday. The first full day of meetings is Monday, but you could see a flurry of activity this weekend. Are we expecting, I think this is the headline on the YouTube video, are we expecting the Padres to make a splash this upcoming week in Orlando at the winter meetings with so many needs, rotation, position? I mean, obviously like first base, DH, potentially back at their bullpen. We'll see what they do with Mason Miller, bench. With all these needs, are the Padres going to be one of the more active teams this year at the winter meetings, which get underway in 48 hours?
No.
Okay.
All right. Have a great rest of your Friday, everybody. Good show. That was a great show. Great Friday show, everybody.
That was good.
I liked it. What was your favorite part of Friday's show besides me not knowing where Paraguay was?
That part.
That part? Yeah.
That was my favorite. But so could you see it? I mean, like a trade.
No.
Of significance. You couldn't see a trade of significance?
if you
Jake Cronenworth.
put Jake Cronenworth in the category of significance, then I could see
significant.
something along those lines. But other than that, I don't see anything in particular. I don't see anything like particularly huge happening. Like I don't see some seismic move where AJ Preller trades away 7 prospects for Garrett Cole or not Garrett Cole, Paul Skeens.
Well, no, that's not going to happen. I agree.
That's what I'm saying is like there's no seismic move. There's no big splash that I see the Padres making. I really don't. I don't think they're going to go out and spend any money. I don't think they're going to make any significant trade that, doesn't subtract from the major league roster already. Because they're signing guys like Ty Adcock and
I forgot
Kyle
about him.
and Kyle Hart and
Luis Campusano
and other random guys on the scrap heaps. Like, do you honestly think that this Padres team is sitting there in their war room at Petco Park before they head to the winter meetings in Orlando, and AJ Preller sitting at the top of the table, and he's like, "All right, guys, we're ready to pounce. We're about to make some big moves this winter meetings." No, I think it's going to be very, very quiet.
I don't even know if AJ Preller, is he spending more time talking to John Seidler about his future with the organization or spending more time with his baseball operations team talking about what they need to do this offseason? Because so far, somebody had a great tweet. You might have sent it to me. Like it was the photographic of Ty Adcock and said, has there ever been a player of less significance that got a graphic in a social media post?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you're right. I mean, to this point, it's been so beyond quiet. Now, in general, in baseball, there haven't been, a slew of moves as of yet. That obviously will pick up at the winter meetings. I mean, I tend to agree with what you're saying, which is it'll be relatively quiet for the Padres. I mean, but is it possible that if Michael King's getting a deal for $60 million that the Padres are involved in those conversations? If a starting pitcher of the caliber of Nick Pivetta is on the market, is that something that could come to fruition? The issue with the Padres, or what they've proven to be the last 2 years, is they waited out for bargains. They will wait and wait and wait until the market thins. And all of a sudden you look up in February and there's Nick Pivetta, who's available with a little bit of leverage for the organization, not for the player. So that's my concern, that options A, B, C, and D come off the board elsewhere. And then eventually options E and F present themselves. And maybe the Padres, see a value play at some point in February or March.
Yeah, it's a real great way to run off seasons every single year is just wait for the bargains. And they could come out and they could say, look, we've already made our big signings. We've already made our big splashes. We've signed Manny Machado to a long-term contract. We signed Xander Bogaerts to a long-term contract. We signed Jackson Merrill. We signed Fernando Tatis Jr. We have Nick Pivetta. We have Joe Musgrove. We traded for Mason Miller. Like, we've already made our big splashes.
Yeah.
And I think that's their mindset, or at least that is what they're thinking right now. One, because they have no other choice because the organization and the owner of the team is trying to sell the franchise. And because Eric Grupner is going around on radio stations, for whatever reason, saying that, hey, yeah, we're going to have a top 10 payroll. Bro, you already have a top 10 payroll. You better tell me you're going to add to that payroll, because if you're not going to add to that payroll, then you're just doing, it's like semantics. It's like, oh yeah, we have a top 10 payroll. It's like you already were a top 10 payroll. What's changed?
Right.
Nothing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think your line of thinking is probably spot on. The one factor for me is always AJ Preller's ability to win meetings or off seasons or trade deadlines, even against all odds. At times, I mean, nobody thought, truthfully, people were very skeptical they'd move Leo DeVries this past July. That there was a lot of skepticism they would move their top prospect. In fact, I don't think it was a wildly popular idea with the fan base. And then there he is, and he says, you know what? Future be damned. Let's try to win right now. And he gets now in later with Mason Miller, who's under contract now for, I believe, each of the next 3 years. But that's the factor for me. That's the caveat. That's the wild card. It's AJ Preller, who's able to do things that you don't expect him necessarily always being able to do. Now, again, it's been a quiet last couple of off seasons. It has. They haven't made these huge splashes the last couple of off seasons since the San Diego winter meetings when Xander Bogaerts was signed for $280 million. So again, I think if it was any other GM, if just your typical GM, like if it's the Colorado Rockies, like the Rockies aren't doing anything. But because it's Preller, Could there be something that surprises us next week in Orlando? I would leave open the possibility. I'm not sitting here like holding my breath, like it's a guarantee. Like, look out, baseball. The Padres are going to be the talk of the sport over the next, 96 hours. But I wouldn't say it's impossible to imagine they make some type of splash trade at some point next week.
With what assets?
Well, they've got the number one catching prospect in baseball history. That's
a no.
They've got a 32-year-old infielder in Jake Cronenworth, who's a two-time All-Star.
Who's owed $60 million.
Right, and hit like 10 home runs last year.
Right.
And whose numbers have only gone down since 2023. They've got a Platinum Glove Award winner in Wright.
Not trading him.
They have Ty Adcock.
Oh, cool. Ty Adcock. Who else they have?
You can dangle Ty Adcock out there.
Yeah, you can dangle that thing all right.
Right?
That's just dangling right in front of your face. Here's Ty Adcock right there.
Any takers?
Any takers? Anyone want Adcock? Anybody? Anybody want Adcock?
I think you're going to be right. I think I think a week from today, we're going to say, man, how about that Rule 5 pickup?
Wednesday's like Preller's Super Bowl.
Is it Wednesday or is it Thursday, the Rule 5 draft?
Wednesday?
It may be Wednesday. It may be.
Maybe.
But I hope that's not the big highlight of next week.
Well, get ready because it probably will be.
Are we going to be breaking down some Royals middle reliever who in Double-A? I mean, he had a nice year in Wichita, didn't he?
Yeah, let me answer that for you. No, I'll mention the Rule 5 player one time, and that will be in an update. And anybody out there that tries to break this Rule 5 player down like he's the greatest thing since, freaking whoever, you don't know your top. Like next week, I feel like it's going to be quiet. I would love to be proven wrong. I think all Padres fans would love to be proven wrong. I'm not asking for like a 2020 off season,
right,
or even a 2020 one off season. They traded for Snell, Musgrove, and Darvish, and then in 2023 when they signed Xander Bogaerts and they were in on Judge and Trey Turner. Like, I'm not asking for that, but can you make a middle tier move to fill a spot in your rotation? Can you maybe re-sign a Ryan O'Hearn? Could you look to trade Jake Cronenworth, and then once you trade him, you sign Ryan O'Hearn, and then hopefully you get maybe a starting pitcher back for Jake to fill a need in your rotation? Can you do a couple of these things at the winter meetings instead of sitting around on your ass waiting for the bargain deals come late January, early February, right as pitchers and catchers are about to report? Because if this organization is going to operate like that, good luck, dude. Good luck.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about the Twins Double-A reliever for the Wichita Wind Surge and how he had a 1.99 and wait till you see
nobody
his breaking
cares.
ball. And
Nobody-
now he's got to
nobody cares.
stick all year in the back of the Padres bullpen. All right, more in the winter meetings. What are your expectations? We'd love to hear from you if you're a Padres fan. 877-767-4760, or you can text us 70470. Start it with the word team. Greg Camarillo will join us coming up at 2:30, the former NFL wide receiver. We'll talk about last night. Cowboys and Lions. We'll look ahead to this weekend as well in the NFL. Then Warren Barton on the FIFA World Cup draw, which played out over like 3 hours earlier today in our nation's capital. Warren Barton will join us coming up at 3 p.m. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Greg Camarillo, NFL wide receiver, former. Will join us coming up at 2:30. If he was an active NFL wide receiver, he could still join us if he was active, but he wouldn't probably.
That'd be a big get. An active NFL wide receiver.
Big get. Like, hey, I'm playing tomorrow. Or like,
yeah, I played last night. You want to talk?
And then Warren Barton, who's a former English national team soccer player, not active. He will join us coming up at 3 p.m. We'll talk about that World Cup draw. Did you watch any of that? I was at Orange Theory, and you were texting me about it.
Let me answer that for you.
Yes or no?
No.
All I know is the commentary on social media was like, there was music, there was dancing, there was comedy, there were heads of states. And then all of a sudden I saw like Shaq picking like a ping pong ball out of like something in like, Morocco, Honduras, US. Like, I wish they could have just kind of, we complain about Selection Sunday. I'm like, get to it. Show me the one scene in the East. I don't need the song and dance.
That's what the commentary I saw was this thing dragged.
I get it.
And took forever.
I mean, it's a big deal. It's the World Cup. I get it.
It's the big deal. It's a big deal, but I mean, come on, dude.
I saw a tweet, Jim, that said, I loved it. It was like a meme that said, this could have been an email. Like
100%.
Said, here are the 48 nations. Here's who they're playing.
This could have taken 30 seconds, guys.
I get it.
Like, announce all the groups, and then you can have your stupid ceremony or whatever the hell you guys did for 3, 4, 5 hours, whatever, how long it was this morning.
How about this, by the way? So I mentioned Warren Barton's going to join us at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more if you act now. Darren Smith at 5:30.
Oh, must be nice.
So we can talk World Cup draw. We can talk SDFC. I want to talk with Darren about a lot of things. Bowl game, Aztecs, Padres.
Wow. What a get.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Can't wait.
Right. Okay, so that's what we have lined up here coming up over the next 4 hours. Now, we do have Aztec. Did we give away Aztec basketball tickets yesterday, or do we have 2 pairs today? That's why I asked. San Diego State Lamar coming up on Wednesday at Viejas Arena. Jim, will we see you there Wednesday, Viejas Arena? San Diego State Lamar.
Next week?
Yeah, next Wednesday.
Possibly.
Okay.
I'll get back to you on that one. I might show up.
That's the game you're going to make this year. San Diego State.
That's the one I'm going to.
Okay.
I've already got tickets, everything. We're actually, I might see you there.
Okay, well, I will be there, and I'm looking forward to it. And we have 2 pairs. Okay, we have 2 pairs. So what we're going to do is give away a pair this hour. So the first pair of tickets to see San Diego State. This is a cool holiday gift. Next week, 2 tickets. San Diego State and Lamar will give those away. I just saw a tweet, Jim. You have Twitter, right? I just saw a tweet from the UT that the Holiday Bowl is looking at. You want to guess the Holiday Bowl potential matchup?
No, just tell me.
You won't get it, obviously.
Just
You're going to tell me it's like Paraguay.
Paraguay.
It is, according to the UT and Kirk Kenny, it's shaping up to be Arizona against SMU at Snapdragon Stadium at the Holiday Bowl. Number 18, Arizona, out of the Big 12. 8-4 SMU
Big 12.
out of the ACC. What are you laughing at?
SMU in the ACC and Arizona in the Big 12.
Here's what, honestly, dude,
a Big 12 ACC matchup.
Yeah, but honestly, wait, is it currently Big 12 against ACC? No, you know what it is? It's former Pac-12 against ACC. It's still former Pac-12 until next year. What I want to see, what I was going to say, is I want to see the new version of the Pac-12 hold on to a Holiday Bowl assignment. So I want to see like San Diego State, Boise State, Washington State, Oregon State, someone like that.
That'd be awesome.
Have a chance to make a Holiday Bowl, and then maybe against a Big 12 or an ACC. Isn't that like, that to me would be a big win?
Absolutely.
If you could have San Diego State in a Holiday Bowl, it happened forever ago. They played in one in like the 80s against Iowa, but they've only played one time in a Holiday Bowl. I'd like to see a new Pac-12 team have that chance moving forward.
I like the Holiday Bowl. I think it's like a staple bowl game.
Yep.
It's always played towards New Year's. When is it this year? Is it
I think it might be
before or after?
Maybe after this year.
Yeah, they might have might have moved it after because of the college football playoff, right?
Yeah, it's Friday. It's actually a good day. Friday, January 2nd at night.
It's a good day.
At Snapdragon Stadium. So like heading into a weekend, holiday weekend.
Are you real quick?
Yeah.
Are you worried about December 22nd?
Because would it be a conflict for me?
Yeah.
So I would have what? There's a basketball game, and you're saying potentially like Aztec Bowl game.
So because I looked last night, and I'm sure you probably have already looked as well at like the bowl game dates.
Kind of. I've looked.
Potato Bowl's on the 22nd.
Potato Bowl. I don't. Are we going to Boise? Me and you?
And then also the Aztecs play, I believe, at 4:00 on the 22nd.
They play 4:00. That can't be right.
Or I might have been wrong.
Yeah, I think they probably played 7:00.
Oh, but anyway.
Okay. So am I worried about a conflict?
Yeah.
No, I'm not sitting here worrying. I mean, that's the nature of the beast. Like at some point you could run into a football basketball conflict, although I haven't as of yet. No, I'm not sitting here worrying. If I have to call one over the other, then you'll call the San Diego State Whittier game, which is at 1 p.m. by the way. It must be a weekend. What's today's date? What's today?
The 5th.
All right, so the 22nd is what day of the week?
A Monday.
A Monday?
Yes.
They play Monday at 1?
Yep.
I need to text Richard Stern.
Well, that's the schedule, right?
Well,
Am I wrong?
mean, I think, but is that accurate?
I don't know. You're Mr. Aztec.
I am. Now you got me all in a tizzy.
And a tizzy.
Well, anyway,
Here.
you might call that game.
Let me answer that question for you.
It's not a question. It's a statement.
A statement for you. Yeah. So they play
Monday at 1?
Monday at 1 against,
Whittier.
Monday at 1.
Where is Whittier, Jim? No, I don't know either.
I don't know.
I'm looking. That's got to be in Southern California, right? Yeah, you know where it is, Jim?
Where?
It's on Philadelphia Street in Whittier, California.
Oh, even better. I know that. I know that place.
Philadelphia Street. All right, Greg Camarillo on the other side. We'll talk about this weekend in the NFL. It's Jon and Jim.
All right, this update is brought to you by Indeed.com. World Cup draw today. The U.S. goes to Group D. They draw Paraguay as their first opponent. They'll host them on June 12th at SoFi Stadium. And college football news of the day, Penn State finally has a head coach as they're finalizing a deal to hire Iowa State's head coach Matt Campbell. Indeed, Sponsored Jobs gives your job posting a turbo boost. Match with the candidates you're looking for, making your hiring simple. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Again, that's Indeed.com/credit.
All right, Jon and Jim, great to catch up with Greg Camarillo, the former NFL wide receiver. You can catch him on NBC7 Football Night in San Diego as well. We're heading towards a weekend with playoff implications everywhere. Before we look ahead, Greg, I want to go back to last night. How do you see the impact here? Detroit with the big home win. Is Dallas cooked at 6-1? They've got a favorable schedule, but can they make it in their current position?
No, that was it, man. They are cooked, just like you said. That was a testament of to which team was going to will themselves towards the playoffs. And Detroit proved themselves to be more playoff ready. And I think that's it for them. I think ESPN gives the Cowboys an 8% chance. They have to win out and get help. And so when you reach that point, technically they're not completely done. But from my perspective, that was a game they needed, and they came up short.
So the Steelers started out pretty well, 4-2. They're 2-4 over their last 6. They're now 500. They don't look like a playoff team. They're facing the Ravens this week. You know, Mike Tomlin, his record and streak of seasons over 500, we'll see if he can continue that this year. But it just feels like the Steelers are in this stagnant place where they're not getting better, they're not getting worse, they're just staying around 500. Is this maybe potentially the end of the Tomlin era in Pittsburgh, or do you think that they should keep Tomlin going forward?
Big Ben is the one that hinted at it, saying that he could see Tomlin going to Penn State and winning national championships. Now, this was just his opinion. There was no fact behind that. But first, let's talk about the fact that we've gone 17 seasons, I believe it is, with Mike Tomlin never having a losing record. Like that is historic. That is amazing. And it's a testament to that guy as a coach. So I don't doubt he could go to Penn State and make them a national championship contender. But I think this is going to be the end of the road for that. They talked about it a little bit last year, like maybe he'd end up as the Patriots coach or other places. And it just reaches a point where you've done everything that you can do with an organization, and you need a fresh place, and the organization needs a fresh voice leading them forward. And I think this seems like a good place for that breakup to happen. They haven't done much in the playoffs. They've made the playoffs recently, but haven't done anything. They bring in Aaron Rodgers. It's looking good. Two old guys going to do it together, and Coach Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers. And it's just like, it's soured. It's become stale. They look like they're having early season turmoil at the end of a season when things really need to be rolling smoothly. And I don't see them beating Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Now, not saying that the Ravens have become an amazing team all of a sudden. I just think when you take 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers with a broken wrist versus young Lamar and everything he can do, I think the Ravens have more momentum, have more talent, and I think this is the game that pushes the Ravens towards winning that division.
Greg Camarillo with us right now. Again, the former NFL wide receiver. You can catch him on NBC7 Football Night in San Diego. All right, the Chiefs are in dire straits, but they're at home against Houston. Weather certainly could be a factor, right? It's going to be like 30 degrees this weekend in Kansas City, as it should be. It's December. I mean, are the Chiefs circling wagons at this point? Is it going to matter in the final month of the year?
Yeah, sorry, guys. I've been trying my best to look at it all week. I'm saying that everyone's just saying, it's the Chiefs versus the Texans. The Chiefs, they're going to turn it on. They're going to turn it on. I'm like, they've literally given us nothing to look at for them to show that they're turning it on. There's been like no hope. And to me, what they're missing is, one, the Mahomes magic with Kelsey. They don't have that chemistry of where when a play when they have to freestyle things and make things up, that they just make it happen. Like they have one brain that's connected and they know what each other's doing. They don't have that this year. Kelsey's lost a step, which is fine as you age. They also don't have like a big play breaker. Someone that's just going to go make an amazing play, take it 75 yards and score a touchdown and get your team going. And they're playing against one of the best defenses in the Houston Texans. So all week I'm thinking to myself, this is it for the Chiefs. We finally get to say they are not going to be in the playoff picture because we haven't said that in forever. And then I saw that weather report, and it reminded me of one of my seasons in Minnesota when I was playing with Brett Favre. It was Brett Favre's last season. He was hurt. He had sat out a couple games, and he found out it was snowing. And you see this, just his face lights up. You see this new energy. The same guy that had won so many games in the snow, he got turned on by this cold winter game that brought him back to his Lambeau days. And I think that's what we're going to see from Kansas City. It is hard for a dome team from a not cold weather place to come to cold weather in an away stadium. Arrowhead is full Chiefs, full go, full home field advantage. And so that's what I'm thinking might make the difference. I think the Chiefs might feel that late season cold weather playoff vibe and finally get a big victory.
So this weekend, huge matchup, Packers, Bears. Bears are the number 1 seed in the NFC. Do you think that this game for the Bears is a game that, they can prove that they're one of the top teams in the NFC, or will the lights be a little too bright for them, trying to stay on top of the NFC as the number 1 seed?
Yeah, it's they if they do win, obviously they've proven themselves. I think Ben Johnson is the coach of the year. The work he's done there to turn that team around is amazing. Got Caleb Williams playing great. Now I think the difference comes down to the receiver situation for the two teams, and of course I'm a wide receiver, so I want to bring all the attention to the receivers. Chicago Bears will be playing without Rome Odunze, who has been a big component for Caleb Williams. And the Packers finally have Christian Watson going again. He's returned from injury. He's had 3 big weeks in a row. And that, like we talked about with Kansas City, someone who can go make a big play, he's that for the Packers. Jordan Love has a connection with Christian Watson. And so I envision the Packers at home, the same, northern cold temperature playoff time. It just feels like football up there for them. And I think they're going to be the victors. But, that's not to say anything about the Bears not being a threat for the rest of the season, because they have had a very impressive season. I just think the Packers are ready to upset them.
Greg Camarillo with us right now. Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. We get Eagles and Chargers, Monday Night Football, 2 8-4 teams. What do you make of this game and the direction of these two teams heading into the final month of the year?
There's two type of teams in my mind that we're seeing in this game. We've got teams that are good enough to make the playoffs, and then we've got teams that are good enough to make a playoff run. And I have been very impressed with the Chargers. To be 8-4 is amazing after all the injuries that they've had. But to me, they're a team that's just good enough to get into the playoffs and say, we made the playoffs. The Eagles are a team that's good enough to get in the playoffs and make that playoff run. I was watching the video of Justin Herbert at practice. The reports were out that he was limited at practice, but he's out there. And the image of him with that hand, it reminds me of, is it Chubbs from Happy Gilmore, who's got that wooden
Yes.
hand out there? Like, he's, whatever brace he has on, he cannot move a finger. And he'll be able to play quarterback. He'll be able to throw the ball. He'll make some plays. But it's not full Justin Herbert. If we get 80% Justin Herbert, though, that's still better than a lot of quarterbacks. I just think that the Chargers and all their injuries and, they can only play to a certain level, whereas the Eagles have the ability to take it to the next level. And it's like what we saw with the Chargers when they played the Colts. It wasn't a good matchup for the Chargers. I think we're going to see that again. And it's just you're two different levels of teams that the Eagles are just going to be a better football team.
Bengals and Bills this weekend. Joe Burrow, he's back. They won with him in his return on Thanksgiving. Bills, I mean, they were everyone's hot pick to make the Super Bowl this year. Not saying they can't, but I mean, they got a lot of work in front of them since they're not going to win their division. They're going to be a wild card. They're going to have to go on the road. They can't stop the run at all. I feel like the Bills here need to get hot, and it might be difficult this weekend against the Bengals with returning Joe Burrow.
Yeah, and I didn't think we were going to see Joe Burrow again. When reports came out that he was going to come back out there, I was like, God, they're so far from the playoffs. Is it worth it? But they're really not that far out. Even with the losing record, all they got to do is catch up to the Steelers and the Ravens, which are within reach. The Bills, I thought the same thing. I thought this was going to be the year that Josh Allen gets over the hump, goes and gets himself a ring, and they look rough. You mentioned they can't stop the run. They struggle. They struggle. And Joe Burrow brings that energy, that excitement that a team needs late in the season to start believing in themselves again. Football is a sport of just buy-in. That's what a good head coach does, is get you to buy in. When you get a franchise player like Joe Burrow back in the lineup, guys buy in again. They get reinvigorated. They go out there ready to play. And so it's a fun matchup. It's a fun matchup to see if the Bengals, who haven't really played defense all year, can try to stop Josh Allen, and then to see if Josh Allen has enough to finally get that offense clicking again.
We are looking forward to it this weekend. Again, underway with Thursday Night Football, Lions and Cowboys, continuing through Monday night with the Eagles and the Chargers. Greg, appreciate you hopping on. Have a great weekend, and let's do it again next Friday.
All right, appreciate it, fellas.
All right, great stuff. Greg Camarillo, former NFL receiver. Again, you can catch him with our buddy Darnay Tripp and Richard Ornberger. Football night in San Diego on NBC7 on Sunday nights. What are you looking? Oh, yeah, that.
Job, John. I remember my first time doing an interview with our NFL insider.
Yeah, I know you do. All right. On the other side, we're giving away Aztec tickets for Wednesday night back at Viejas Arena against Lamar. We'll do that on the other side. Warren Barton on the World Cup draw. Warren Barton will join us coming up at 3 p.m. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Join us along with ESET, SeaWorld, Cable Pipe and Leak Detection, and Crowley Car Company to support Rady Children's Hospital this holiday season. Tuesday and Wednesday, you'll hear stories of hope and healing from Rady Children's patients and families during the iHeart Rady Children's Give-a-thon. You can make a donation today. Text SPORTS to 51555. That's the word SPORTS to 51555, or donate at radyfoundation.org/give-a-thon. We spent a little bit of time yesterday talking about the Warriors who were playing the Sixers last night. And I don't even know why. It was on TV. Jim's a Warriors guy, whatever. So it was a 22-point game at the half. Philadelphia was leading Golden State, who's without like Golden State, right? They have like no players. They have like random dudes on their team. And it's a 22-point game. Philly's up, like game's over. Well, I get home and Kristen's watching it because she's obsessed with the NBA. And the second I walk in the door, the Sixers are down 1 with 15 seconds left. So I'm like, what happened? Well, anyway, then the Warriors completely collapsed. Throw away an inbounds pass. Sixers score with 0.9 seconds left. Warriors then should have had a layup to win it all the way at the other end. And the shot was blocked at the buzzer from behind. Philadelphia shocks the Warriors in an epic NBA game last night. What was your reaction, Jim, watching this play out? It was ridiculous. I didn't. How did the Warriors get back into it? They were down 22 at the half with no one.
2 words. Pat
NBA.
Spencer.
Okay.
Were you about to say NBA?
Yeah, like everyone makes a run, you know?
Is that? I said 2 words though.
Oh yeah, NBA is literally 3 letters.
Not even a word. It's 3 letters.
Yeah,
it's not really
3 words. I guess National Basketball
NBA.
Association.
Yeah, exactly. I got to text my brother.
Yeah.
He goes, Warriors question mark?
And you're like, oh, they're back in it?
And my first reaction was, because he's a Lakers fan, so we always troll each other. My first reaction was, oh, it got real ugly.
Yeah,
like they're down by like 50, right? I look at my phone on my ESPN app, just to like check the score, and I'm like, they're up by 1, and all I see is like Philadelphia challenge or something.
Yep.
And I turn it on. I turn it on at the exact moment that Tyrese Maxey shoots a fadeaway air ball.
That was ugly.
That I think Edgecombe or
he picked it up in one motion, then laid it in.
Right, laid it in. I'm like, what the hell?
Yep.
And then full court pass.
Great pass.
To Anthony Melton. I think that's who it was. He goes for a layup, and Tyrese Maxey out of nowhere just blocks the ball 30 rows into the crowd.
Game ends.
Game's over. Melton like gets swallowed up by like 4 Sixers defenders. I'm like, this was the greatest ending to a game I've ever seen.
Wait, Jones was still talking about this morning on the walk to school. He's like, remember the end of that game? He's like, would you call that a buzzer beater? I'm like, yeah, I mean, they scored with 0.9 seconds left.
Oh, I can tell you the streets here in Philadelphia, it was humming.
Well, I bet it was.
It was like, hey, they just won the greatest basketball game ever played.
Where are we? All this World Cup talk, where are we in the NBA Cup? Because I feel like that should be coming to an end.
I got 2 more words for you, John.
I had no idea.
Who cares?
Well, here's the deal. We have quarterfinals action. Oh, it's going to be hard to sleep. We have quarterfinals action beginning Tuesday.
Okay.
And that's all I wanted to tell you. And then we have, so yeah, we're still a little bit away from the championship. The championship is Tuesday, December 16th in Las Vegas. We should broadcast live from that.
December 16th. That's great.
Yeah, Tuesday's December 16th. So we're heading towards the finish line with the NBA Cup.
The finish line that nobody cares about.
Did we mention the teams that are left?
I think we did, and I forget who I said.
Okay, name without looking, rattle off some teams.
All right. Oklahoma City.
Of course.
Miami Heat.
Correct.
Orlando Magic.
Correct, yeah.
Phoenix Suns.
Correct. How do you know this? You're missing 4.
Oh, Detroit Pistons? Darn it.
How are they not in it? Are they like unbelievable?
Yeah, they're like 19-4.
I guess their 4 losses are in cup games.
That's all I got for you. Everything else, I don't care.
Lakers, Spurs, which is a good matchup. Okay. And then Raptors, Knicks is the other matchup.
Wow.
So
riveting stuff, NBA.
Another year where the Warriors aren't going to win it.
How long before the NBA Cup disappears?
I was honestly wondering that. Like, what are we doing?
Like,
Is it captivated the nation?
What's the contract for this NBA Cup?
God, they like made it up. Who even has the rights to it? I have no idea.
Amazon Prime, I think.
Oh, do they?
I just want to know how long they've signed to have the NBA Cup happen in the regular season, because at the end of that, I think it's going to be going away. Like, I'm sorry, you're going to get a situation, because this is going to like culminate in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Of the teams we mentioned, let's say Orlando and Phoenix
Okay.
get into the NBA Cup final.
Then nobody would care.
Why the hell would I go to that game, or why the hell would I watch it?
Will you watch, though, if it's like OKC, Toronto?
No, I won't.
Yeah, good point, because on the East side, you have Magic, Heat, Raptors, Knicks. I think the dream matchup for the NBA
Knicks Lakers
is Knicks Lakers, or anything with OKC, because OKC is so good.
It's all about matchups, and there's going to be years where the matchups are
bad,
awful, because this is like it's a crapshoot.
It's just random.
It's just it's the most random thing ever. Like, the best teams aren't even in this, or at least some of the best teams aren't even in it.
I guess some. Good point. I mean, like Detroit. I mean, Oklahoma City is in it.
Denver's not in it.
Yeah.
Who else is a good team?
Well, I think Detroit's the best example.
So Denver, Detroit, Houston's not in it.
Right.
Let's see here. Minnesota's not in it. I mean, it's so dumb. Nobody talks about it. Nobody cares. The NBA tried to make something happen with this, and it was cool for like a year because everyone wanted to watch it. And even then, people talked about was the courts. The courts were awful. I mean, the Lakers had to change their court because it was unplayable.
Oh, was it like too bright yellow or something?
No, it was like literally unplayable because the paint, you couldn't play on it. So they had to take the court off and play on a regular NBA court.
Did that happen year one or this year?
That happened like a week ago, John.
Oh my gosh. I missed that game.
See, exactly. Point proven.
Yeah.
You don't know anything.
No, I can't deal with it.
Nobody cares.
If you care, 70470, start it with team. If you care. All right.
Silence.
I'll tell you what people care about. 2 free tickets to see the Aztecs Wednesday night against Lamar. We have 2 pairs of tickets. We'll give away 1 right now. Caller 7, you're going. Great holiday gift. Bring a friend, family member. 2 free tickets. San Diego State Lamar at Viejas. 877-767-4760. Caller 7, you are going. Wednesday night, San Diego State men's basketball back in action. Call 877-767-4760. Warren Barton, he has been on the call for 5 World Cups in his career. Former English national team member. Warren Barton will join us on the other side. We'll talk about the World Cup draw earlier today. Darren Smith will join us coming up at 5:30 as well. Hour 2 of Jon and Jim on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app is next.
All right, this update's brought to you by Indeed.com. We'll start with the World Cup draw earlier this morning. The U.S. is in Group D. They draw Paraguay as their first opponent. They'll host them on June 12th at SoFi Stadium. In college football news, Penn State is currently finalizing a deal with Iowa State's head coach Matt Campbell to be their new head coach. Indeed sponsored jobs give your job posting a turbo boost. Match with the candidates you're looking for, making your hiring simple. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Again, that's Indeed.com/credit.
It's Jon and Jim.
Let's face it, in your particular field, you're the top minds.
Your favorite pair.
Interesting job you guys had.
Very smart and very modern.
They are Jon and
I
Jim.
mean, it would be very surprising. A, not as the one. B, having to go on the road at some point. I'd be very surprised if Philadelphia made it to the Super Bowl. Agree or disagree?
I would agree, and I think most Philadelphia fans would agree too. It's hilarious that they won the Super Bowl this past year, and all Eagle fans are saying right now is this team sucks, fire everybody. They are so mad, and the Super Bowl last year doesn't matter.
Now, live from the studios of San Diego Sports 760, it's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 2 of Jon and Jim. Now, we're hoping to connect with Warren Barton, who may be traveling today. And we're going to talk World Cup draw at some point with Warren. Now, if we don't connect with Warren, we will talk about it with Darren Smith later in the show.
At least we'll have somebody to talk World Cup with.
And both Darren and Warren were on the call for SDFC throughout the course of 2025. So we'll catch up on this World Cup draw. Have you broken down the groups, and do you have a feel for who's got the easiest path to the round of 32?
Well, John,
26.
Well, John, when I look at the groups here, Group L is a pretty good group. England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. I like that group a lot.
I do like that group.
What about Group G, John? New Zealand, Iran, Egypt, Belgium.
Someone's coming out of that.
Feels like it's wide open there.
That thing is wide open.
Let
me ask you this.
Then Group J, you got Argentina, the defending World Cup champions.
That's true. They did win the World Cup. Jim Fallon.
Austria and Jordan's also in the Group J. I'm trying to look for a group of death because it seems like there's always a group of death. I don't know if there's a group of death, John.
I like that. Good breakdown.
That's my breakdown.
What I don't understand.
You like that?
I'll give you one thing that confuses me.
Yeah.
So we've got the nations for this is the first ever 48 team field, right? They went from 32 to 48. That's
a lot. It's a big field,
which I like. It's like the NCAA tournament. I'm all for that. What I don't fully understand is that not all the teams have even been picked. So like U.S. knows they're playing Paraguay and Australia, and then they've got the winner of playoff C.
Yeah.
Between 4 nations.
Wow.
So that could be any of 4 nations. So there's a little bit of that still out there. But I'll be honest, I'm an event guy. Like, do I like figure skating? I'll be honest with you, no. But do I like the Olympics? I do. So that's the thing. Like, I'm not the biggest. I don't know everything about, international soccer or club soccer, but I like the World Cup. I always have. I remember enjoying it in 1994 as a kid when it came to the U.S. So, like, I like it. To me, it's like it's must watch, right? It has your full attention. You only have to watch a handful of matches for your nation to know what's going on. So I'm looking forward to it. It's a couple hundred days away next summer, beginning of June. So again, do I know everything about it? No, I don't, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. If you're planning on going to a match at SoFi, I hope you start saving now because those ticket prices are incredibly ridiculous. Okay.
All right. Good breakdown, Jim. All right. Warren Barton is with us right now.
Thanks, John. Thanks.
Warren Barton, who you've heard this year on SDFC. You've heard him on MLS Season Pass. He has been an announcer for 5 different FIFA Men's World Cups. And he's with us right now, Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Warren, we appreciate you taking a few minutes for us here on San Diego Sports 760. What's your reaction? I mean, you've seen the World Cup throughout the course of your lifetime, but it's going from 32 nations to 48. What's your initial reaction to what you saw today with the draw, and what does it look like for the U.S. moving forward?
Well, I thought it was a long draw. To be honest with you, the time it took, but I thought it was fascinating. You said now with 48 teams involved, which I like. I think it's the World Cup. The game has grown a lot in the last probably 2 decades, so it allows teams to have the opportunity, like Haiti, to be into a World Cup where they probably would never have had the opportunity to do that. I think the US group is a good group. It's winnable. 2 of their games against Paraguay and Australia in Southern California. So I think that's nice for them to have a familiar surrounding. So I think they're quite comfortable in that. And the Mexico got a tough group. I think that's not an easy group for them with South Africa and South Korea. So I think all round, I think the US will be happy. My England team are pretty confident. They're okay with that, with what they got. But I really enjoyed the draw. It just showed you how big it was when the people that are pulling the balls out of, for the groups, people like, Tom Brady, Shaq, it doesn't come any bigger than personalities. And I think that just shows you how much the game has captivated everybody in the US over the last decade.
Is there a group that you could consider like a group of death, or is there no group of death this year? And also, what do you think is the toughest group so far?
Yeah, I think Group C is really intriguing. Brazil, Morocco is one of the dark horses, if you like. They made good strides in Qatar. The U17s have done well, the U19s, Scotland and Haiti. So you think the top 2 would be pretty comfortable there. I like Group I, with France, Senegal and Norway. I think that's a real tough group. You've got Erling Haaland that's 100 Premier League goals at the weekend for Manchester City, fastest player to ever do that in Premier League history. Senegal would have a lot of connections with the French team, so there's a lot of players that have got Senegal background that are playing for France, so that's going to be a tough one. So I look at them 2 groups that jumps out at me straight away. And then, you think the likes of Portugal should be pretty comfortable in what they've got, Argentina as well. But listen, it's the World Cup. Anything can happen. For going forward, got tough games all the way along. Canada, Jesse Mars, the US ex-player, his group with Qatar, and possibly it looks like Italy will come out of that group because there's Northern Ireland and Wales and the Swiss, so that's always a tricky one as well. But yeah, I look at Group C with Brazil and Morocco in that. That's going to be who's going to come top, because you want to come top to avoid coming against another big team. And then the other group, as I said, with Norway, Senegal and France with Group I as well. That's one that jumps out as well.
Warren Barton with us right now. He was a member of the English national team in the 1990s, and you hear him on SDFC matches. You've watched him on FIFA World Cup matches as well. As with us right now on Jon and Jim. So, Warren, as you know, you think about the history of Major League Soccer, a lot of it comes after the 1994 World Cup, right? The league is instituted in the mid-1990s. Mm-hmm. Now, here we are again, 30-plus years later. What's this going to mean for American soccer, specifically Major League Soccer, moving forward after this World Cup?
Well, I think it's another generation of where soccer's going to go. You're right. I think particularly in the last decade or even maybe 5 years, you've seen what San Diego's done with Coach Mikey and everybody at the club, how well they did, and unfortunately just come a little bit short in the Western Conference. So I think when you look at Southern California, it's always been a hotbed of soccer, and certain areas of the US. Now I think you're going to see a whole new generation of kids. It's going to be their number 1 sport. It's not going to be their second or third. I think it's going to come out and be their number 1. You've got the chance in the US to have Messi and Ronaldo, arguably 2 of the best players to have ever played the game, with the likes of maybe Pele and Maradona, depending what generation you are. This is going to be the last World Cup, and it's going to be played in the US on the soil. You'd think by the time they get to the knockout stages, it's going to be, because we know Mexico will host the first game, Canada as well. But once it starts getting to the knockout stages, it'll be predominantly in the US. So you think with them teams coming in. But I just think the next generation, and you're right, what happened in 94, the league come along where in 96 it nearly fell away again, but we've seen the women do so well and win 4 World Cups. This time for the US team, Christian Pulisic can really stamp their legacy with the next generation of fans. So I think it's tailor-made for the game now to catapult to, not be in the shadows of the NFL and, Major League Baseball. And I think it'd be at the forefront and competing with the audience, competing with the TV rights, because it is a global game. It's not just played in North America. It's played globally, and I think that's going to capsulate everybody's imagination.
What do you think is an acceptable outcome for the United States, and how far do you think they could go?
I think they can go to the round of 16, maybe the round of 8. I think, Pochettino's sorted out what he wanted to do at the first year when he took over. Now he's fine-tuned it. It's always getting out your groups and then into the knockout stages. That's been the biggest, dilemma. We've seen Landon Donovan do it where they went into that next round. You've seen, in times gone past that they've got, I think it was in Korea where they got into the knockout stages. So that's a minimum now. It's a minimum to get out the group. It shouldn't be, well, that's a result to get out of the group. It should be into the knockout stages. And once you get into that stage, then it's, anything can happen. So I think, listen, quarterfinals will be a magnificent achievement if you can get to the round of 16, which I think is doable. And then I think it's been a good World Cup and it's something for the boys to be proud of. But it's a tough competition. But as I said, with a couple of games being in Southern California, I think that gives them a real good advantage being at home. They feel comfortable in that environment.
Warren, you mentioned Christian Pulisic, who's going to be, on this unbelievable stage, obviously, next summer. Among global stars or among, football or soccer players worldwide, what echelon is he in? What's his ceiling this summer and moving forward?
Yeah, no, he's an elite player. There's no doubt about that. He's an elite top class player. He's won the Champions League. He's played for arguably, the biggest club, one of the biggest clubs in the Premier League, Chelsea. He's gone to AC Milan. That's got great tradition and history. He's hitting the form there as well. He's an elite player. Is he one of the top 5 in the world? No, because that's pretty difficult to break into. But there's no doubt that he is in that top echelon of players. I would think every team in the world would have Pulisic in the squad. Now, would he be a starter every week? Maybe not, but I think he could get into most teams and be in and around the squad. So I think I've always said that. When he was at Dortmund and people were saying, well, he's a young player. He's a player. He's a good player. He's not just a young player. He's a very, very good player. He works hard in his game. He come under some criticism from some of the ex-players that he didn't play in the Gold Cup this summer, but his main focus was the World Cup. And we've seen what that can do for the likes of Lexi Lalas, Kobe Jones, people like that played in the World Cup in '94, become household names. So there's no reason why Christian can't do that. Maybe because of his personality, that he's very shy and just goes about his business by playing soccer rather than doing all the other stuff. But that's part of being a global star now. And I think he is that with the US. And he's an elite player. Now that next level is to be a world-class elite player. And that's the stage that he's got to perform on. And we all hope that he does that because I think he's a tremendous player.
Who's your pick to win the World Cup?
You know me, I'm going to go, it's coming home again. We've been saying it for 60-odd years. No, I think Spain. I think Spain was one of the favourites. And France, although I said about their group with Norway and Senegal, I just think that France are so deep and got so many good players, and it'd probably be the last World Cup. So, again, we spoke about that to people today when at the draw. It's also the heat is going to be an issue, but I don't see Argentina what they was in Qatar because everybody's got that little bit older, including Messi. Will he play every game? Brazil, I still think they're trying to find their way with Ancelotti, who's a very experienced coach. So I am going to go with a European team. And if it's not my 3 Lions, I'm going to go with a Spain or France. Sorry to be boring, but that's who I think.
No, it's all good, man.
I'm excited. Again, the beauty of the World Cup is it unites a lot of people, even if you're not a diehard soccer fan. And for it to be back in the U.S. and just North America, and it's only a couple hundred days away, we're looking forward to it. Warren, we appreciate you taking time for us and look forward to doing it again next summer.
Yeah, absolute pleasure. Good luck, gentlemen. Pleasure to speak to you.
Great stuff. Warren Barton, again, played for the English national team. You've watched him on FIFA World Cups. I don't know if I've shared this publicly. We go to Orange Theory together.
Oh, must be nice.
Randomly. We've both been members of the month, but I think he's probably a better athlete than me because he played for the English national team and I didn't. But again, I wasn't born in England.
Take out the word probably.
Yeah, well, I wasn't eligible to play for the English national team, Jim.
Even if you were, it wouldn't have mattered.
Probably true. Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't
take out the word probably again.
How good am I at soccer? I'm not great. Can I kick the ball? I can.
Have you ever kicked a soccer ball?
Yeah, I've kicked it with Jones recently. And I'm way better than Jones, who's 6. I could smoke him. I've run circles around him.
Well, at least you can beat a 6-year-old.
That's what I'm saying.
If the World Cup was comprised of 6-year-olds, you might win. You might be able to be the best player out there.
Honestly, I would be winning a lot of World Cups if it was just 6-year-olds and me.
Right.
Or I'd be the best player. I don't know if
you'd be easily the best player. Correct.
I'd be the best player.
Yeah.
Okay. Darren Smith will join us with more on the World Cup and SDFC's ending to their season. He'll join us coming up at 5:30. We have more Aztec tickets to give away. We're going to do that today as well. We're here until 6 p.m. The winter meetings get underway in 48 hours. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, guys, it is Jon and Jim again for the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. As you know, now open is their hotel and spa. It is the next level of luxury. You can treat yourself to a stunning new stay, rooftop relaxation, indulgent spa treatments, and all the thrills of Jamul Casino Resort now all in one unforgettable destination.
And you can savor San Diego's ultimate endless dining experience at Jamul 23, from their world-famous lobster brunch served every morning to the luxurious VIP endless dining experience each evening, indulgent chef-created specialties, fresh seafood, prime cuts, and decadent desserts, all with stunning panoramic views.
You'll love the spa. I love a good spa. At the Jamul Spa, you can unwind in style, experience pure relaxation with indulgent treatments, serene spaces, and a retreat designed to refresh your body and mind. Only at Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. All right, San Diego Sports 760 congratulates our $5,000 winners and iHeartRadio's Thank You Teacher, powered by Donors Choose. There's still time for you to nominate a public school teacher making a difference, and maybe they'll be one of our next winners of $5,000 to make over their classroom. Help us say thank you to the educator shaping our future. Nominate your favorite teacher now at iHeartRadio.com/teachers. Jim's not winning that. Imagine Jim as a teacher.
Well, yeah, because I'm not a teacher, moron.
Well, you were saying that I couldn't win the World Cup. Well, I'm not a soccer player.
Yeah, exactly. And I wouldn't win a teacher award because I'm not a teacher.
What would you teach if you were a teacher?
Jim, pun intended.
Jim. You would teach
I would teach Jim because that's the only thing I could teach. No, actually, you know what? I would like to teach if I were to become a teacher.
Geography?
No, yeah, because then I can learn where everything is. I would actually enjoy being like a culinary teacher.
What does that mean?
Home ec.
Oh,
Culinary?
food.
Yeah, cooking, like a cooking class.
Do they do that in like
Yes.
grade schools?
Well, not in grade school, in high school.
You know,
My mom was a culinary teacher at my old high school for like 12 years.
I took nothing but those
But
classes.
the thing is, it's an important skill, but or you could order like purple carrot.
What?
You like the things where they send you the food.
Purple carrot?
It's all vegan food, I think. We use purple carrot.
Is that like a ordering
You've never heard of purple
service app?
carrot? Have you
No.
heard of name another one?
Grubhub?
No, where they send you the food and you cook it.
No,
Oh,
like
HelloFresh?
HelloFresh. Yeah.
HelloFresh. Now, the
Purple
problem is, but you're right, you need to have cooking skills even in that scenario, because sometimes I try to make them. I have no clue what's going on. They're like thinly sliced the onion. I'm like, what onion?
When,
Where's the onion?
When's the last time you cooked a meal?
I made one yesterday, dude. Kristen was so happy. It said on the thing 30 minutes. It took me 4 hours. It took me from 8 a.m. to noon. It
Here's
said
your cereal.
I kid you not. It was like, make rice. I'm like, well, what do you mean by that?
It always, so like, I do all the cooking at home, mostly. I do like 95% of the time I'm cooking, right?
Okay.
And I love Erin more than anything.
Oh, there's a butt coming here.
And she cooks like a couple times, and she knows how to cook, right? But the thing that like it doesn't annoy me, it just scares me, is when she's cutting up the food. Like I'm scared that she's gonna chop off her finger.
Oh,
because the way that she like holds like an onion and cuts the onion, or holds like, I don't know, a sweet potato and cuts a sweet potato, or I'm like, and the knives that she uses, I'm like, you are going to cut off your fingers if you continue to do this. Somehow, over the course of her life, she hasn't like had a major problem at all here.
Right.
But the way that she cuts it, I'm just like, I just watch and I cringe. And I'm like, oh God, you're going to hurt yourself.
See, I'm like that too. I'm aware, but I'll like start cutting with some huge knife that I hate even looking at them, but Kristen has them. And I'm not like, I'll cut and then like the onion like spills out, and then like boom, like the knife hits the board or whatever.
So my guess is you don't know how to cut an onion then.
I have no clue. I don't know how to cut anything. I'm just making it up as I go.
It's very simple. You just, you cut the onion in half.
Yeah, how do
find
do that?
What do you mean? How do you do that?
I'm saying it's like slippery. It's like a circle. So like, you know what I mean?
I would love to show you, because you'd be amazed about how to cut an onion properly.
But it's all this stuff. They're like, mince this. I'm like, mince.
Yeah.
So then I Google the word mince, and then it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I am not
Google
good.
the word mince.
I'm not, I don't cook.
Apparently, I know you don't cook.
And Kristen's so mad. She's like, how did your mom let you go through your whole childhood without helping in the kitchen? I'm like, well, it's a fair commentary.
It's a
fair commentary, and I wish I had that skill.
I got lucky because my mom, she was never a like trained chef. She was just like a homemade chef. Like she learned from her mom how to cook. And then she taught culinary at my high school for like 12 years, like I said.
Yeah.
She's been on like the Food Network multiple times.
I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like my call to fame is my mom.
I love that. Yeah.
And so by default, like I learned how to cook. And by the way, one of my like favorite channels to watch on television is the Food Network. So I'm watching people cook all the time. Like all I do is just like watch sports in the Food Network.
Yeah, but hear me out. And I hear me out. When I watch the Food Network, I don't become a better cook. Just like when I watch the Lakers, I don't shoot the ball more effectively.
But here's the thing. When you didn't know what mince meant, you looked it up on Google, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just went to my phone and typed in how do I mince?
Right.
Onion?
And did it take you to like a tutorial video?
Yeah, like AI or something.
Exactly. So when I watch the Food Network, it's like a tutorial video on like food, essentially.
Well, how about let me just leave you with this on the food topic. I think I've mentioned this before. I went to a supermarket as recently as the last 10 years and asked if they had softened butter.
Oh,
and they said you just put it in the microwave. And I also didn't know confectioner's sugar wasn't sugar, and made a recipe with sugar that was supposed to have confectioner sugar, as if I thought it was the brand.
Well, at least he didn't put salt in there instead of sugar.
No,
or
why
like
would I do that?
Or like baking soda
Yeah.
instead of baking powder.
Right. No, I
or
could
baking
do that.
chocolate instead of normal chocolate.
I mean, again, it's hard. There's a lot of variables.
It's hard, but the good thing is if you're not baking something, cooking is just like add a little bit of this. And then because you add a little bit of this, you add a little bit of that. And then you taste it and you're like, oh, it needs more of this. And you just add some of this. You can always add, you can never subtract. That's one of the rules of cooking.
I kind of like that. Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know how we started on this topic.
You said I could never be a teacher. And then it got into cooking.
And then we started talking about.
And then you asked me what blue carrot was, and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Purple carrot.
Purple carrot.
But they're tough, man. That's the issue with like paying for food.
So wait, what did you actually make last night?
I made like vegetable tacos, but it was like rice. You had to cut up a lot of veggies. You had to make a guacamole like sauce or like topping. Okay. And I had to make like the tortillas. I had to like heat them up.
Wow.
As if you made them?
Did you know how to cut an avocado?
I didn't have to cut. You
had to have cut an avocado, or did they give you the guacamole already?
I think they gave it to you, but then you had to put some stuff in there. And I was able to do it, to my credit. It just took a little longer. It should have taken 30 minutes. It took roughly a half day.
Oh, man. I would love to
have watched that.
To watch it.
You'd lose your mind.
I would be like, what the
Kristen
hell are you doing?
why I use 3 cutting boards.
I use
3 cutting boards. Because I put like one vegetable on one and the next vegetable on the other.
Do you use a plastic cutting board or a wooden cutting board?
They're plastic.
Ooh, not good.
Well, that's
Wood's not good either anymore.
What's wrong with the plastic? Does it get into the food?
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah. When you cut on a plastic cutting board, guess what you're also cutting? The plastic.
I'm telling Kristen that right now.
You need to always get a wooden cutting board.
We need wooden cutting boards.
Germs can stick in the wood too, though.
Not if you clean it properly and you oil it. I go down deep cooking rabbit holes where I'm like, I want to be a master chef, even though I know I never could be a master chef.
I think I don't even know what a master chef is, but you might be able to do it.
It's like a TV show.
Okay. All right, let's get back to the winter meetings on the other side. Are the Padres going to be active coming up beginning this weekend or not? Plus, Darren Smith will join us at 5:30. We're here until 6. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app.
This update is brought to you by Indeed.com. We'll start with the World Cup draw as the U.S. is going to Group D. They draw Paraguay and Australia. First up, they'll host Paraguay on June 12th at SoFi Stadium. College football news of the day, Penn State might finally have their head coach, as it looks like they're finalizing the deal to hire Iowa State's head coach, Matt Campbell. Indeed, Sponsored Jobs gives your job posting a turbo boost matched with the candidates you're looking for, making your hiring simple. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Again, that's Indeed.com/credit.
All right, Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. If you missed Greg Camarillo, you'll hear him coming up at 4:30. We'll get back to the winter meetings in a second. Do you buy this?
No.
Okay, interesting.
Buy what?
All right. So, and this may be like, you know me, I'm usually 2 days behind pop culture news, maybe 2 years. But do you buy Travis Kelce saying he's never had an argument with Taylor Swift in 2.5 years of dating her? Never had an argument is what he said.
Yeah, I buy it.
You and Aaron don't really argue. Oh, no. Wait, your response there was a little delayed. I know you did. Eagles Niners doesn't. I mean, that's whatever.
I mean, we have like disagreements, but like we make up very quickly. Like I consider like when you have an argument with somebody and you make up really quickly, I think that's fine, right? Like,
well, it's still an argument. That's like saying if you have a false start penalty, but then gain 5 yards in the next play and have a false start. I mean, you still have the penalty.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, me and Aaron have had arguments. You and Kristen have had arguments.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like most couples have arguments.
But
don't you feel like it's rare if someone never argues?
I've been with Aaron for
4
almost,
years.
What is it? 4 years now almost?
Probably.
Okay, once you get to like the 4-year range, I mean, you're going to have some arguments here, right? I mean, like we're married and we live with each other. We live with each other every day. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift,
They're never around each other.
They don't live with each other every waking second of the day, 24/7, right? So I feel like because of that, it's much easier to not either get annoyed by a person or have an argument with somebody. But yeah, me and Aaron went. I mean, the Eagles thing and the Niners thing, that was just ridiculous. But other than that, we don't fight. We don't have like major disagreements or arguments. Like we'll have annoyances. Like she'll be annoyed with me, shocker. Or
dude, I'm annoyed with you.
I know exactly. It's very easy to get annoyed with me.
Right.
And like we make up very quickly. It's not like things linger. Like because she doesn't allow it. I don't allow it to linger. We like to just like settle it, move on, and say sorry, and we're good to go.
Interesting.
What about you and Kristen? When's the last time you guys had an argument?
I mean, we argue over stupid things.
Well, yeah, I mean? Me and Aaron do too.
It's nothing of like significance. I mean, I'm not arguing over like the future direction of like
life.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, she's like, why are your shoes all over the place? I'm like, because they're my shoes.
Exactly.
What am I supposed to do with the shoes?
Yeah.
Would you like the shoes to be outside? It's like, well, you have 3 pairs down here. I'm like, because I wear them.
Yep, exactly.
Well, there should only be 2 here. Or here's one.
Yeah.
Here's one. Does anyone else ever deal with this? Your mail's on the kitchen counter. Okay, that's the purpose. Like, where would you like me to put the mail? Like, the mail needs to stay right there. There's not a mail location. To me, the mail location is the kitchen counter.
Do you ever get the, hey, can you do this? And you say, yeah, I'll do it in a minute. And then they just start doing it and they get mad at you for not doing it quickly?
Not really. I'll do that. If she says do the dishes or take out the trash, by and large, I'll do it. Because she does a lot around the house.
Yeah.
You just don't do it. I could see you not doing that.
No, I do it, but I don't like, if I'm doing something else or I'm sitting down, like, yeah, I'll do it in like a couple of minutes. And then she'll look at me and then she'll start doing it. I'm like, I said I was going to do it. Like, you got to give me time to do it.
Have you seen the recent post? I've seen it somewhere on social media. Like, nothing angers a woman more than seeing a man on a couch.
Oh my gosh,
like
dude.
sitting there.
Just like doing nothing. Like, do something.
Like, Kristen will get mad if I'm on the couch and I'm watching something of significance. It's like Boise UNLV. This is like massive. Or I'm watching Kentucky Gonzaga.
The fate of the world is resting on this game.
She's like, will you help me? I'm like, Kentucky's playing Gonzaga. Can it wait 3 hours? And she's like, no. And there's always something with me. It's always, She's like, can we watch this now? I'm like, Texas State is playing. She's like, Texas State is playing. I'm like, yes, Texas State is playing.
Texas State.
Like, so, like, that's the issue with me. Like, I always have something going on. You're the same way though. With like wrap up show or the sporting event, like it's Padres, it's Warriors, it's Niners, it's right. There's always something.
There's always something.
There's always something.
Here's another thing that really annoys Aaron.
Okay.
If I don't like hear what she says, or
you just don't acknowledge. Yeah, you just don't listen.
Or she tells me something and I forget it, and she'll be like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah, Kristen's the same way with that.
It's like sometimes I like ask myself, do I have a problem? Like
you do. You can't. I'm going to give you some advice right now. Okay. You can't do two things at one time.
Correct.
Like literally, I've seen you. You can't read a tweet and listen to me at the same time.
No, it's impossible.
Now, is that a good characteristic? No, because I could read a tweet and listen to you.
Yeah.
At the same time. So here's my advice for you with Erin. The next time she speaks with you, put your phone down.
Yeah, that's probably a part of the problem.
And it's fine. You're not the only one like that in terms of holding a phone. You know what I mean? But that's the issue. We hold our phones, and then that takes up half of our attention.
Like she'll tell me something. She's like, "Oh, I'm so excited to do this or whatever."
Right.
And then like 20 minutes later, I'll be like,
"Do you want to do this?"
Really? I go, "You know what I'm really excited to do? I'm excited to do this." And she's like, "I literally just said that."
Dude, I know.
I'll be like, "Oh no, that's a problem."
Dude, I sympathize with Aaron because basically I know
you know how it is.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. That's exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm with you then on the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, because I hadn't thought about it. They're not around each other 24 hours a day. In fact, in their whole relationship, I bet they've rarely spent an entire week or 2 weeks together. In their entire relationship.
No, I bet they spend weeks and months together.
Well, but she tours or he plays football. I mean, literally it's probably pretty rare.
She doesn't tour right now.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I just think that you could see how it would be easier. Now it's also, I think, more difficult for celebrities because you can't live a normal life. Like you just can't.
Right.
Especially of their stature, like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, they can't live normal lives.
Right.
But I do think, when Travis is obviously playing football, and I don't think it's like he wakes up in the morning, Taylor Swift's right there every single day, and he's like, "All right, honey, time to go to practice." And he comes home for practice, and Taylor has a dinner made for him or whatever.
I have a feeling they've got people to take care of the food. You know what I mean?
Well, she's really big into cooking, so I wouldn't be surprised if she cooks her own food. Yeah, she's like a big sourdough bread person. You know that?
I mean, I like sourdough bread.
I remember my first time listening to Taylor Swift.
She talks about sourdough bread in the music.
She has talked about sourdough bread.
I'm not listening that intently, dude.
Well, anyway, that's beside the point. The thing is, I believe it when he says that they have never had like a major argument or disagreement, because it could be a situation where you're not with that person 24/7. So because you're not with that person 24/7, it's easier to not fight. I don't know. I buy
that.
I understand it.
Yeah. No, I buy that. That to me actually makes perfect sense. Okay. On the other side, I do want to get back to the winter meetings because there is interesting rumor related to Mackenzie Gore. Have you seen this? So the trade market for Mackenzie Gore might be heating up. Can you go home again? Can you go home again?
Mackenzie Gore and maybe another former Padre player on the trade market.
Who's that?
I'll tell you next.
I do like that. All right. We're here until 6 p.m. If you miss Greg Camarillo, you'll hear him at 4:30 talking about this weekend in the NFL. Darren Smith will join the show live at 5:30. And also, we have another pair of tickets to give away for San Diego State men's basketball Wednesday night at Viejas Arena against Lamar. We'll give those tickets away in the 4 o'clock hour. But the trade market is heating up for Mackenzie Gore, and another former Padre will share the latest on the other side. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, John and Jim. I haven't sent this yet to Brent, but I will, Brent. We're going to hear from the Mountain West Commissioner, Gloria Nevarez, and how they broke this four-way tie. And the reason I want to get to it is, A, the Mountain West title game is in an hour in Boise between the Broncos and UNLV. Okay, so I'm watching this interview, and I just sent it to Jim. And it's pouring in Boise. It's like raining and freezing. It looks miserable.
It's awful there.
And I don't know if anyone's been outside today in San Diego. Oh, it's the nicest day ever. So, like, that's how. And by the way, the reason the game is in Boise as opposed to here is some computer. It made that
sure. Some computer quotations.
So it's 30. In fact, I've been texting my buddy Jason Panetti. He's like, "Are you serious?" He's on the call. He's in Boise.
Oh,
tonight.
Really?
I'm like, dude, it's 80 degrees here right now.
No one wants to ever be in Boise, especially in December.
It's 30. What is the temperature, honestly, in Boise right now? It can't be hot.
It's probably not.
40 and rain.
That is a joke.
Which is just, and by the way, it says there's a snowflake on the little graphic for tonight.
Oh, perfect.
Which is good TV. Honestly, I'm all for a snow game. That I don't have a problem
as
with
long
that.
as you're not there. I mean, who cares? If we were there.
Oh, it's miserable.
Miserable. Players, nobody wants this for the conference championship game.
They should choose it based on weather. They should say, oh, Boise, you're cold, you're out. And then, oh, San Diego, you're warm, okay, you're in the game. That should be the tiebreaker.
Or, I don't know, maybe a neutral site.
Yeah, you could do neutral. You could do neutral.
Like with a dome.
Right. That's a possibility.
Like in probably like Las Vegas. But anyway.
Although that's not neutral because that Vegas is in the game.
Right. But if Vegas wasn't in the game, my point is like, you don't have to worry about weather there. And
true.
So, well, it's fine. I mean, the Mountain West Conference is a joke. They're run by a bunch of morons. And luckily, San Diego State is out of that conference into the Pac-12 come next year.
Yeah, I mean, listen, do I love the tiebreaker? No, but am I crying over spilled milk? Yes. And did Sean Lewis complain about the tiebreaker? No, he said we could have just beat New Mexico. So that is true. That is to Sean's credit. Okay, tell me what you were sharing or saying about the upcoming winter meetings and the hot stove heating up. We were talking obviously about Mackenzie Gore,
right?
And there's speculation he is absolutely at least on the market this offseason, including at the winter meetings. We'll see if he does move or not. What player were you referring to?
There are rumors that also CJ Abrams could be on the market as well. So two of the key pieces in the Juan Soto trade to the Washington Nationals could be on the move just 3 years later, which is crazy to me.
Well, and I'll go further than that. It has nothing to do with the Soto trade, but what about the Dodgers showing interest in former Padre Robert Suarez, which we haven't touched on?
I know. I'm surprised we haven't even mentioned that today.
We forgot.
You think the Dodgers looked at the addition of Ty Adcock and were like, you know what? We need to counter this right now.
I mean, I thought that was the Ohtani move a couple of years ago, but I guess if they need to counter the Adcock move after Ohtani, it could be Suarez.
Could be Suarez, yeah.
Honestly, if I'm the Dodgers, I don't know if I guess if money is no option. Listen, I like Robert Suarez. I don't think he's elite. I think he's very good. If you're just going to add him to your bullpen just because and money's no option, absolutely. I would do it. I don't think it's a great usage of money personally, but I don't think they care.
Well, you forget, like, yeah, the Dodgers won the World Series and Roki Sasaki was closing games for them in the back of their bullpen. Their bullpen was a absolute joke last year.
Amazing.
And they spent so much money on that bullpen. They didn't do anything in the trade deadline to help it out. You had Tanner Scott and Kirby Yates be a colossal failure of a signing last year. So this is not surprising at all that the Dodgers are going out and looking for a closer. I'm not shocked. I would be surprised if they didn't sign either Robert Suarez or Edwin Diaz or made a trade for a closer or whatnot, because, you know, eventually they're going to put Roki back in the rotation, which is what Roki eventually, you know, wants to do.
Yep.
And that bullpen, are they really going to just say, you know what, we'll give Tanner Scott and Kirby Yates and whoever else in back in the bullpen, like, they'll be fine this year? Like, no, the Dodgers are the Dodgers, and they have always a bunch of money to spend. And if Robert Suarez signs with LA, it would just be just of course he would sign with LA.
MLB trade rumors projecting a 3-year, $48 million contract for him. He's going to be 35 this spring, so that might cap the length of a deal for Suarez. 3 for 48. Obviously, he's out of the Padres threshold.
I think that is extremely low.
Yeah, it seems low, right? I thought he was walking for maybe 20 a year.
There's no way he's getting anything less than what Devin Williams got with the Mets at 3 for 50. No shot is he getting less than 50 million. I think he could get like 70 to 80 million.
Yeah.
There's
You're probably right.
No way. That's just like the Michael King stuff yesterday with Kylie. Like, are you out of your mind? $57 million.
That's insane.
For Michael King. You see what he did with the Padres when he was fully healthy? Did you see what he did in his first ever career postseason playoff game, striking out 12 in 7 innings? Like, no. I think these numbers are whack. I don't believe them at all. I think Michael King's going to get closer to $100 million, probably more. And I think Robert Suarez could get between 70, 80. Hell, if some team is desperate enough, more 90. I mean, there is no way Robert Suarez, a guy that has been a top closer in baseball the last couple of years, is getting what? 40? You said 40 million for 3 years?
It was 3 for 48, which is 16 a year. I agree with you. I think it's low. Here's the thing. I think when you look at the full body of work for Suarez, sub 3 ERA as a Padre, that's impressive. And he's led baseball in combined saves the last 2 years. So it's 75 saves.
Right.
So this guy has come through a lot. Yes, there have been shaky moments. Yes, there have been bad weeks or months. But he is reliable, and I'm with you. He's probably worth it for a team that has it. As in, the Padres don't have it, therefore he's not worth it. Plus, I believe one of their strengths is the back of their bullpen. So I wouldn't use my resources there. If I could snap my fingers, I would just take him back. There's no reason not to take him back. But if I'm going to spend 16 to 20 a year and I'm AJ Preller, I can't even consider it. And that's why nobody is talking about the Padres retaining Robert Suarez.
Especially when you have Mason Miller at the price point that you have him at.
Well, assuming, though, that's a big assumption that Miller remains in the back of your bullpen.
True, because they could be like, we're going to outthink the room here. We're smarter than everybody else and move him as a starter. Could work, but I mean, you're running a huge risk, a massive risk. And when everybody says it's a big risk, it's probably a big risk. So, yeah, if he signs with the Dodgers, you just throw your hands in the air. If you're a Padres fan, say, of course. How would that work, though? Because remember the whole discussion and talking point about how Shohei didn't tip his hat to the Padres dugout because Robert Suarez hit him? Like, how is that going to work if Robert Suarez is now a teammate of Shohei?
Could be weird. It wasn't Robert Suarez's fault. It wasn't even the Padres' fault.
No, it was the Dodgers being crybabies.
Yeah, it was Dave Roberts' fault, really.
Right.
If we're going to be objective. I mean, honestly, it was. I don't. Shohei Ohtani doesn't care, man.
Ohtani's a douche. Who cares?
He's counting his $2 million per year.
Right. Ohtani is, I've said this. He is the most fake person athlete I've ever seen.
He's probably walking decoy right now.
He's so fake. Like all this stuff he does to portray this perfect image. Like, you're not, dude. Stop being this fake, like, quote unquote, perfect person player. Like, you're not.
How about that bobblehead idea, though? How about that bobblehead idea for the Dodgers? You could have Suarez plunking Ohtani, both bobbling heads on the same giveaway.
Oh, I like it.
Both maybe wearing Dodgers jerseys.
That's nice.
Yeah. But yeah, go walk decoy.
Yeah, go whatever. I mean, just
what does he do all off season? Is he at like
I don't care. I'm so sick of Shohei. He's the best player in the sport. I'll give him that. It's inarguable because he's now pitching, but I can still think he's incredibly fake, which I just see right through the guy. I mean, this whole thing with Ipe, like the fact that he threw his best friend under the bus, the fact that the guy that he was around every single day for how many years, and he didn't know that he bet a single time on sports. Give me a break.
You heard it from Jim. All right. Coming up at 4, we'll get to the wrap. We're giving away Aztec tickets in the 4 o'clock hour for Wednesday night against Lamar. Greg Camarillo, our NFL insider. If you missed it earlier, you'll hear it coming up at 4:30. Then Darren Smith swings by. More on SDFC's season coming to an end and today's World Cup draw as well. So Darren Smith will join us coming up at 5:30. Halfway home, we're here until 6 p.m. Stay with us. Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update is brought to you by Indeed.com. We'll start with the World Cup, as the World Cup draw was earlier this morning. The U.S. will go to Group D. They draw Paraguay as their first opponent. They'll host them on June 12th at SoFi Stadium. In college football news, Penn State might finally have a new head coach, as it seems they're finalizing a deal to hire Iowa State's head coach, Matt Campbell. Indeed, sponsored jobs give your job posting a turbo boost. Match with the candidates you're looking for, making your hiring simple. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Again, that's Indeed.com/credit.
It's Jon and Jim.
Let's face it, in your particular field, you're the top minds.
Your favorite pair.
Interesting job you guys
Very
have.
smart and very modern.
They are Jon and
I
Jim.
mean, it would be very surprising. A, not as the one. B, having to go on the road at some point. I'd be very surprised if Philadelphia made it to the Super Bowl. Agree or disagree?
I would agree, and I think most Philadelphia fans would agree too. It's hilarious that they won the Super Bowl this past year, and all Eagle fans are saying right now is this team sucks, fire everybody. They are so mad, and the Super Bowl last year doesn't matter.
Now, live from the studios of San Diego Sports 760, it's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 3 of Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. If you missed Greg Camarillo, you'll hear a conversation with the former NFL receiver on This Weekend in the NFL at 4:30. Darren Smith will join us live coming up at 5:30. We'll give away Aztec tickets this hour. We've got tickets for Wednesday night against Lamar. We'll give those away coming up later this hour. All right, so here until 6 p.m. By the way, there are 4 conference championship games tonight. So from this point on, Jim, you're just going to carry the show because I'm watching a little bit of everything. Plus, there's Gonzaga, Kentucky in men's college basketball. Plus, probably other things on TV. So a lot of sports this weekend. Bowl games announced Sunday, including for San Diego State. So I'm tied up.
So if Kristen asked you, hey, do you want to go to a friend's house tonight? And it's like, we can have like a dinner and like a game night and hang out by the fire pit outside. What would you say?
I would say no.
Okay. Just making sure.
No, I can't do anything tonight. So I'm tied up.
You're already booked?
The thing is, I'm usually booked about 360 of the 365 days. There's something happening that I'm interested in. 300. Now, ESPYs, I'll do something with Kristen the night of the ESPYs.
Okay, that's good.
Right? There's a couple other days built in.
Now,
Christmas.
So you have, because I've been in your house before, you only have one television, right?
What do you mean one television? Yeah, one television. But
So
I mean,
what
we have
happened-
phones that are televisions or iPads that are televisions.
I meant like, who controls the main television in that household?
Kristen, it's all murder mysteries constantly.
Okay, so basically you're watching everything on your laptop and phone and computer. Okay.
Usually,
so
I mean, if it's NBA, it's on because she's obsessed with the NBA.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, it's, 9, people abducted. Let's watch for the next 3 hours to see what happens.
How do you have only one television in your house? How do you function as a household?
Where would you put another television?
In the bedroom?
I'm not a television bedroom guy.
Huh?
What are you supposed to do? Lie there and watch something?
Yeah, it's like the best thing ever.
Is it?
Yes. To go to bed and turn on the television and lay down and like watch something on Netflix. It's the best thing ever.
I mean, I could see that. I could be convinced of that. But I watch the television downstairs. And then when I'm tired, I go to sleep.
Yeah, but you just told me that Kristen hogs that television.
She does a lot. I mean, again, if it's something real like, Sunbelt Championship, I'll make sure that she can't watch a murder mystery.
Well, now what about Jones? Because Jones needs to get his fix.
He doesn't watch a lot of TV. I mean, he doesn't watch murder mysteries, for example.
Well, that's good because he's 6.
Yeah, he's 6, but like he'll come out in the main room and Kristen's watching one. He's like, "Are you watching a murder mystery?" I'm like, does he need to know about murder mysteries as a 6-year-old?
What does Jones do like at home? Like just sits there in his room and plays with cards?
Sit there. He's 6.
I know, but
sit there.
But does he like just go hang out in his room and just play with his cards?
No, he doesn't just. No, he's a madman. He's a 6-year-old. He's
true.
Running around. He's playing games. He's screaming at us. He's hugging us. He's yelling at us. He's like it's every emotion in the world.
True.
It's I don't want to take a bath. Now I don't want to leave the bath. I don't want to go to sleep. Now all I want to do is sleep. It's, you know what I mean? It's everything. Whatever you want to happen, the opposite occurs when you have a 6-year-old, or basically anything from 0 to 6. You're like, oh, let's do this. Not happening. You know?
Jeff West in our chat said, never in my life have I had a TV in my bedroom.
Thank you, Jeff.
I'm shocked by this because I have to have a television in my room to operate. But
I have a phone. If I want to watch something, I'll just put it on my phone.
Okay. And by the way, it's more Aaron than myself. Aaron's like, we have to have a television in our room.
What does Aaron watch?
She has her shows. I don't know.
The Bravo stuff?
Yeah, she'll watch like Keeping Up with the Kardashians and
what's that on, like Hulu Plus these days?
Mormon Housewives or whatever.
Right.
She watches all the trash television.
Yeah, Kristen watches that.
But she likes it because she doesn't want to be on her phone in the bed. She just wants to like have the TV on
show
and then fall asleep.
Man, that's interesting. Do you guys sleep with the TV on all night?
No, we're not crazy people.
That's right. I think that's insane.
No, that is psychopathic behavior.
People do that.
I know. It's like they need some noise in the background.
I like noise. I'm a fan guy.
My mom is kind of like that. She'll fall asleep with the television on.
So bold.
I know. I don't know how she does it. She has the
idea of waking up at like 2:51 in the morning and the TV being on. That, oh no, I can't.
Nope. And my mom does that. She'll wake up. She has the worst sleep schedule ever, and I'm like, Mom, you need to just like sleep. Like, don't sleep for 4 hours a night. You need to get like at least 7 or 8. But yeah, I need a television in the room to function. I'm shocked that you only have one TV in the house.
One TV, man. One TV. Yeah, Jones is not going to have a TV in his room. I mean, I fought for that tooth and nail when I was a kid. I'm like, yo, I need to watch sports like ASAP.
Oh, I had to have a TV in my room at like all times.
Yeah, all times. I mean, come on. Like,
and I had the big box TV. I thought it was like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, the box TV, but it's like a flat screen box. And then like, dude.
Yeah. Plasma.
The evolution of the television.
Oh, it's changed a lot.
And
now
wild.
Kids, all they want, like when I was 6, I didn't want a phone because they didn't like exist. But like now, like Jones wants like an iWatch and like an iPhone 17. I'm like, dude,
you're 6.
You're 6.
6 years old.
Like he's like, yeah, I know I am. I'm like, I know, but no is the answer. All right. Coming up at 4.
Smart.
Coming up at 4:30, Greg Camarillo. Coming up at 5:30, Darren Smith. Right now, let's get to this.
It's time for the wrap. Presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
Do you like the Matt Campbell hire at Penn State?
Sure. I think Penn State, after 50 plus days of a coaching search, you could say that they've made out pretty well for everything that's happened, right? They tried to get the BYU head coach. That didn't happen. He went back to BYU. The recruiting class is one of the worst recruiting classes in the nation. But I think Matt Campbell, if you look at it and you ask people at Penn State, I think you could say that's a pretty decent hire for how this whole saga has gone on.
Yeah, I want to say like 7 weeks ago, I just asked Sean Lewis off the cuff. I'm like, who should Penn State hire or who will they hire? And he's going to have a show next week. We'll have a Sean Lewis show next week once we have the bowl game announcement. And I'm pretty sure he told me Matt Campbell was going to end up at Penn State. And this was like 7 weeks ago. So, and Matt Campbell's done a good job. Like Iowa State is not exactly like a top 10 job. Like Iowa State's history is not great. They haven't won a lot. Under Matt Campbell, they've been a good program. They've been in the top 25 a ton. I argue Matt Campbell punches above his weight. So if he does that at Penn State, that's a really good result because Penn State is a better program than Iowa State. But can you, at the end of the day, at Penn State, all that matters is can you beat Michigan and Ohio State? For James Franklin, the answer was no. He was like 2-20 against those two programs. So you're going to have to beat Ohio State or Michigan if you're Matt Campbell. It's as simple as that. What are you looking at me for?
I'm not looking at. Well, what do you want me to do? Not
Next
look at
question.
you?
Does the U.S. have a good World Cup draw?
Yeah, I think so. It's not like they're in a group with France and Brazil and
Argentina.
Right?
That'd be a disaster.
I mean, they have to get out of the group stage. Like they're if they do not get out of group stage,
Dude.
fire everybody.
Oh my gosh! Like,
I mean, it would be a
disaster.
colossal disaster.
Dude, 32 of the 48 make it out. 32.
Yeah. So you better get out of group stage into the knockout.
Oh,
rounds.
have to.
Must.
Yep. Was that it?
That's it. What
that
do
was
you got?
the weirdest ending. I like the draw. I like Paraguay more than Paraguay.
I like Paraguay actually more than Paraguay.
Like, here's the thing. Here's a John fact. They're playing the tournament in America. Like, that's got to be worth a lot. I feel like home field traditionally in the World Cup is worth like everything in the world. So because of that,
I hope so.
Because of that, they're definitely getting out of the group stage. But here's the thing. They got to get out of that first. You can't lose in the round of 32.
No.
If it's in America, you have to make the round of 16. So that, for me, you have to get to the round of 16. And hopefully they get further than that. But I'm with you. If they don't make it out of the group stage, then like move America to a different league or something.
That's a great idea. Let's just take America
and put it in Paraguay.
Let's just move it to
Europe, where Paraguay is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Next question.
Who's going to win tonight's Boise State UNLV Mountain West title game?
Showdown.
I'm going to take UNLV. I hope they stomp Boise State and make the Mountain West look even dumber than they look right now for having Boise in the conference title game, hosting it in Boise. So I hope UNLV tonight rolls. What do you think?
You know, it's so funny you say that because here's my question for Aztec fans. Are you rooting for Boise because they're joining you in the Pac-12 and it looks good for your future league? Or are you rooting for a team that's staying in the Mountain West?
No, dude. Like, I can't. I understand the whole conference thing, right? Like, makes the conference look better. Blah. I'm just looking at this in a vacuum right now and still being bitter about San Diego State not in the Mountain West Conference title game, and the team that's in it hosting is a team they beat this year. So because of that, I can't look at like, the betterment of the new Pac-12 next year is if Boise State wins and blah, blah. No. Never should a San Diego State football fan root for Boise State in anything. So because of that, and because they're hosting a title game in the Mountain West Conference when they probably shouldn't, that would let me down the path of I want UNLV to stomp them tonight.
It's interesting. I don't have again, I'm with you. I can't root for Boise, but I don't know if I can root for UNLV.
It's a lesser of two evils.
Yeah, that's fair. Next question.
But don't you like, just real quick, don't you feel that way a little bit? Like, I can't, because you even told me, like, I can't believe Boise's hosting this game.
Well, why is Boise hosting this game? Like, because they played Notre Dame and lost? You know what I mean? Like, why are they hosting this game?
Right.
And lost to South Florida?
That's my point. Is because we're saying that. I can't believe Boise's hosting this freaking game. I want them to not only lose, but lose in such a fashion that makes Gloria Nevarez in the Mountain West Conference look like more idiots than they are right now.
I don't know if they would, though. I think they'd be happy because UNLV's staying in the league. You know, it's like perception and reality. Hey, we beat the big bad Pac-12.
Probably right.
You know?
But at the same time, they chose, they had Boise. Didn't they choose Boise to host the game?
I don't know if they chose it. I think the computers chose.
Well, whatever it is. I think it's stupid.
Next question.
Are the Padres going to make a splash next week?
This is in Orlando, right?
We think it is, yeah. At the Swan and the Dolphin.
Do you think AJ Preller will go swimming?
What do you
mean? Because if he goes
hotel?
Swimming, maybe he could make a splash by jumping in the pool.
That would be hilarious if he went swimming at the hotel. So that's the only chance of a splash is if he actually gets in with the floaties and makes a splash. The
only chance of a splash that's going to be made by the Padres for the winter meetings is if AJ Preller brings his swim trunks and floaties and decides to jump in the pool.
It's kind of a disaster. I don't think that's the only chance. I could see, I'm being honest, and I said this earlier, I could see a trade. I could see a significant trade. And I'm with you. I'm not talking about Machado. I'm talking about if you traded Jay Cronenworth, that's a significant trade. That would get a ton of discussion.
Yeah.
If they traded Jay Cronenworth, especially we'd be interested to see what the return was. And if you can help your rotation.
Do you think that if they traded Jake Cronenworth, the reaction from the majority of the fan base would be upset?
No, not really, honestly.
I actually do. I think the fans out there that only care about the nicknames and the moment he had against the Dodgers and the Crone Zone would be upset, not realizing this would be for the betterment of the team if they traded away Jake Cronenworth, who's a career 240 hitter, making $60 million with 5 years left remaining on his deal, to go out and get a starting pitcher potentially to put in that rotation. And oh, by the way, move that contract somewhere else. I do. I think Padres fans, I think there are a lot of smart Padres fans out there that would understand it completely like we would understand it and kind of pushing it a little bit. But I do think there are a lot of Padres fans out there that are jaded by a cute nickname and the fact that it's the Crone Zone.
I mean, I just go back to the proof is in the pudding, which you mentioned earlier. I mean, his last 3 years, he's hit 239 with like a 700 OPS. That's 3 years.
No.
So if you can move him and get value and get some salary relief, I think there's value. I don't know if they'll move him or not, though. Next week in Orlando. All right, Greg Camarillo at 4:30, Darren Smith at 5:30. Aztec tickets for next Wednesday night we'll give away. It's Jon and Jim. All right, Jon and Jim. Greg Camarillo in 10 minutes. How about this, Jim? Number 1 versus number 2. Big Ten title on the line tomorrow night. Ohio State, Indiana. I have a Heisman vote. Jim says no one cares. You can hear it right here on San Diego Sports 760 starting at 4:45 tomorrow, 5 o'clock kickoff. The reason I say that, Jim, Ohio State quarterback Julian Sayin, considered by many to be among the favorites. And then Indiana quarterback, whatever his first name is, Mendoza, Francisco? I should know, he's a Heisman voter. He's the quarterback for IU. So how much does tomorrow's result impact my vote?
Have either of those two players sent you any goodie bags?
I haven't told Brent this. So I go up to the mailroom to see Sherry.
Yeah.
Because she's like, you have a package up here. I'm like, okay. And I had a couple and like a couple of things I had ordered. And then
cards.
One thing from, cards, sports cards. And the other thing is from Notre Dame football. And I look at Sherry. I mean, I at the time, I'm not thinking anything. I'm like, what is this? I didn't order anything from Notre Dame.
It's for that running back.
Yeah. So Notre Dame is, this might be a strong word. Are they bribing Heisman voters? They sent me a care package around their tailback, Jeremiah Love, that includes Love, like Valentine's Day candies, like in that
Smart
context, and like Love, like heart hands, like hands that look like a heart because it's Love. And it is kind of smart, but like, where's my care package from Ohio State and Indiana and Vanderbilt?
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's right now to me, I would be like, hey, you can easily bribe me. Whoever sends me like the coolest care package, you're getting my vote. So right now, I think the running back from Notre Dame for you should absolutely be in your top 3.
Because of the care package, not because of anything else?
I don't know. You could have asked me to guess his stats, and I could not guess them.
Dude, he is a monster. So he's averaging 7 yards a carry.
Is that good?
He ran for 1,372 yards, which in college is not the most ridiculous number, but 18 touchdowns and 7 yards per carry.
Look, if Ashton Genty, who should have won the Heisman last year,
2,000 yards, right?
Didn't win the Heisman,
sorry,
this guy's not winning the Heisman.
He's a great player. He really is. He's not. I doubt he won't finish top 3. It's such a quarterback-driven award, and you've got good quarterbacks. And again, Sayin, who's out of Carlsbad, and then Mendoza, who last year was a Cal and San Diego State faced, and then Diego Pavia at Vanderbilt, who's like 35 years old, but like amazing. So again, now I can't disclose my vote. I haven't voted, and I can't disclose my vote until after the Heisman is awarded. Last year, I did vote for Ashton Genty.
As you should have.
I think Genty should have won it over Travis Hunter.
What did you send me earlier today about college football essentially becoming like the NFL?
Well, they're like changing it. Next year, they're going to add like $2 million to the salary cap. And then if teams go over, they're going to pay like a 20% tax.
So this is the NFL.
Right? I mean, tell me what's different. I mean, it is a mini NFL. It is what it's become. There's salary caps. There's luxury tax. It's a mini professional sport. Truly. In fact, Jim, won't like an Ohio State or a Texas Tech, won't they spend more than like the Pirates? And they're spending like 30, 40, 50 on payrolls. That's like a Major League Baseball team.
How much did Michigan spend on Bryce Underwood? Like $20 million over 4 years?
I have no idea. I was going to say 5 a year, 7 a year.
Here's the thing, though. In NIL, say that Bryce Underwood, chooses Michigan, right? And they offer him $20 million over 4 years. There needs to be some type of rule in place because these are all like contracts, right? There needs to be a rule in place where if you're going to be handing out these types of NIL deals, these players cannot enter the transfer portal at all.
Yeah, hold on. You signed on for like a 4-year deal.
Right. You signed a 4-year deal or whatever the deal is, right? This is basically like for the pros anyway.
Yeah.
So sign these players to long-term deals, 2, 3, 4 years. Okay. And there has to be a clause where they cannot enter the transfer portal. So whenever a player commits through the transfer portal to another school or out of high school, make them sign contracts, and make it so if a player doesn't sign a contract, okay, that player can enter the transfer portal. But if a player signs on a contract, they're probably getting more money, right? So with that, they have to stay. They can't enter the transfer portal, and it would cut down on the wild, wild west factor of college football.
Can I just give you something real quick, and then we'll hear from Greg Camarillo, because we've touched on this a little bit, the ridiculous saga of the Penn State coaching search. It is now officially over. The deal is for 8 years.
What?
The Matt Campbell contract is for 8 years.
8 years?
Dude, they just had to hire someone. Like, sure.
$50 million?
Like, what do you want? You want 25 years? You can have it. Just please, someone take the job. All right, Greg Camarillo on last night in the NFL between the Lions and the Cowboys. Looking ahead to this weekend. That's next on Jon and Jim. All right, hey guys, it is Schaefer again, and there is no better time than now to get down to your local Toyota dealer. They do have new vehicles arriving every day. We're talking about their most popular cars and trucks and SUVs. So whatever kind of vehicle you're looking for, you can hurry into your Toyota dealer today, or make sure to head to Toyota.com. If you're looking for a great deal on a new Toyota, there you can check out all the latest offers. You can search inventory. Finding the Toyota that's just right for you starts at Toyota.com. Toyota's Beyond Zero lineup of electrified vehicles helps to create a greener planet. Toyota's Beyond Zero lineup supports a greener planet with a wide range of electrified vehicles, including hybrids and plug-in hybrids and fully electric vehicles, or take each day further than you thought possible. And a new Camry with its stylish looks that'll make an impression wherever you go. See your Toyota dealer today and discover what makes Camry legendary. There is no better time than now to get your local Toyota dealer. Get your local Toyota dealer today, or to Toyota.com. That's Toyota.com. Your Toyota dealers. We make it easy.
All right, this update is brought to you by Indeed.com. We'll start with the World Cup. The World Cup draw was earlier this morning. The U.S. is going to go to Group D. They draw Paraguay as their first opponent. They'll host them on June 12th at SoFi Stadium. And it's now official. Penn State is hiring Iowa State's head coach Matt Campbell, signing him to an 8-year deal. Indeed sponsored jobs gives your job posting a turbo boost. Match with the candidates you're looking for, making your hiring simple. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Again, that's Indeed.com/credit.
All right, Greg Camarillo. He's been with us all year. Played wide receiver in the NFL. You catch him on Sunday Night Football in San Diego with Darnay Tripp and Rich Ohrnberger on NBC7. We started the conversation by asking about last night. Lions over the Cowboys. Are the Cowboys cooked?
No, that was it, man. They are cooked, just like you said. That was a testament of to which team was going to will themselves towards the playoffs. And Detroit proved themselves to be more playoff ready. And I think that's it for them. I think ESPN gives the Cowboys an 8% chance. They have to win out and get help. And so when you reach that point, technically they're not completely done. But from my perspective, that was a game they needed, and they came up short.
So the Steelers started out pretty well, 4-2. They're 2-4 over their last 6. They're now 500. They don't look like a playoff team. They're facing the Ravens this week. You know, Mike Tomlin, his record and streak of seasons over 500, we'll see if he can continue that this year. But it just feels like the Steelers are in this stagnant place where they're not getting better. They're not getting worse. They're just staying around 500. Is this maybe potentially the end of the Tomlin era in Pittsburgh, or do you think that they should keep Tomlin going forward?
Big Ben is the one that hinted at it, saying that he could see Tomlin going to Penn State and winning national championships. Now, this was just his opinion. There was no fact behind that. But first, let's talk about the fact that we've gone 17 seasons, I believe it is, with Mike Tomlin never having a losing record. Like that is historic. That is amazing, and it's a testament to that guy as a coach. So I don't doubt he could go to Penn State and make them a national championship contender. But I think this is going to be the end of the road for that. They talked about it a little bit last year, like maybe he'd end up as the Patriots coach or other places. And it just reaches a point where you've done everything that you can do with an organization, and you need a fresh place, and the organization needs a fresh voice leading them forward. And I think this seems like a good place for that breakup to happen. They haven't done much in the playoffs. They've made the playoffs recently, but haven't done anything. They bring in Aaron Rodgers. It's looking good. Two old guys going to do it together, and Coach Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers. And it's just like, it's soured. It's become stale. They look like they're having early season turmoil at the end of a season when things really need to be rolling smoothly. And I don't see them beating Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Now, not saying that the Ravens have become an amazing team all of a sudden. I just think when you take 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers with a broken wrist versus young Lamar and everything he can do, I think the Ravens have more momentum, have more talent, and I think this is the game that pushes the Ravens towards winning that division.
Greg Camarillo with us right now. Again, the former NFL wide receiver. You can catch him on NBC7 Football Night in San Diego. All right, the Chiefs are in dire straits, but they're at home against Houston. Weather certainly could be a factor, right? It's going to be like 30 degrees this weekend in Kansas City, as it should be. It's December. I mean, are the Chiefs circling wagons at this point? Is it going to matter in the final month of the year?
Yeah. I mean, sorry, guys. I've been trying my best to look at it all week. I'm saying that everyone's just saying, it's the Chiefs versus the Texans. The Chiefs, they're going to turn it on. They're going to turn it on. I'm like, they've literally given us nothing to look at for them to show that they're turning it on. There's been like no hope. And to me, what they're missing is, one, the Mahomes magic with Kelsey. They don't have that chemistry of where when a play, when they have to freestyle things and make things up, that they just make it happen. Like they have one brain that's connected and they know what each other's doing. They don't have that this year. Kelsey's lost a step, which is is fine. And as you age, they also don't have like a big play breaker. Someone that's just going to go make an amazing play, take it 75 yards and score a touchdown and get your team going. And they're playing against one of the best defenses in the Houston Texans. So all week I'm thinking to myself, this is it for the Chiefs. We finally get to say they are not going to be in the playoff picture because we haven't said that in forever. And then I saw that weather report, and it reminded me of one of my seasons in Minnesota when I was playing with Brett Favre. It was Brett Favre's last season. He was hurt. He had sat out a couple games, and he found out it was snowing. And you see this, just his face lights up. You see this new energy. The same guy that had won so many games in the snow, he got turned on by this cold winter game that brought him back to his Lambeau days. And I think that's what we're going to see from Kansas City. It is hard for a dome team from a not cold weather place to come to cold weather and an away stadium. Arrowhead is full Chiefs, full go, full home field advantage. And so that's what I'm thinking might make the difference. I think the Chiefs might feel that late season cold weather playoff vibe and finally get a big victory.
So this weekend, huge matchup, Packers, Bears. Bears are the number 1 seed in the NFC. Do you think that this game for the Bears is a game that, they can prove that they're one of the top teams in the NFC, or will the lights be a little too bright for them, trying to stay on top of the NFC as the number 1 seed?
Yeah, it's they if they do win, obviously they've proven themselves. I think Ben Johnson is the coach of the year. The work he's done there to turn that team around is amazing. Got Caleb Williams playing great. Now I think the difference comes down to the receiver situation for the two teams, and of course I'm a wide receiver, so I want to bring all the attention to the receivers. Chicago Bears will be playing without Rome Odunze, who has been a big component for Caleb Williams, and the Packers finally have Christian Watson going again. He's returned from injury. He's had 3 big weeks in a row. And that, like we talked about with Kansas City, someone who can go make a big play, he's that for the Packers. Jordan Love has a connection with Christian Watson. And so I envision the Packers at home, that same, northern cold temperature playoff time. It just feels like football up there for them. And I think they're going to be the victors. But, that's not to say anything about the Bears not being a threat for the rest of the season, because they have had a very impressive season. I just think the Packers are ready to upset them.
Greg Camarillo with us right now, Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. We get Eagles and Chargers, Monday Night Football, 2 8-4 teams. What do you make of this game and the direction of these two teams heading into the final month of the year?
There's two type of teams in my mind that we're seeing in this game. We've got teams that are good enough to make the playoffs, and then we've got teams that are good enough to make a playoff run. And I have been very impressed with the Chargers. To be 8-4 is amazing after all the injuries that they've had. But to me, they're a team that's just good enough to get into the playoffs and say, we made the playoffs. The Eagles are a team that's good enough to get in the playoffs and make that playoff run. I was watching the video of Justin Herbert at practice. The reports were out that he was limited at practice, but he's out there. And the image of him with that hand, it reminds me of, is it Chubbs from Happy Gilmore, who's got that wooden
Yes.
hand out there? Like, he's, whatever brace he has on, he cannot move a finger. And he'll be able to play quarterback. He'll be able to throw the ball. He'll make some plays. But it's not full Justin Herbert. If we get 80% Justin Herbert, though, that's still better than a lot of quarterbacks. I just think that the Chargers and all their injuries and, they can only play to a certain level, whereas the Eagles have the ability to take it to the next level. And it's like what we saw with the Chargers when they played the Colts. It wasn't a good matchup for the Chargers. I think we're going to see that again. And it's just you're two different levels of teams that the Eagles are just going to be a better football team.
Bengals and Bills this weekend. Joe Burrow, he's back. They won with him in his return on Thanksgiving. Bills, I mean, they were everyone's hot pick to make the Super Bowl this year. Not saying they can't, but I mean, they got a lot of work in front of them since they're not going to win their division. They're going to be a wild card. They're going to have to go on the road. They can't stop the run at all. I feel like the Bills here, need to get hot, and it might be difficult this weekend against the Bengals with returning Joe Burrow.
Yeah, and I didn't think we were going to see Joe Burrow again. When reports came out that he was going to come back out there, I was like, God, they're so far from the playoffs. Is it worth it? But they're really not that far out. Even with the losing record, all they got to do is catch up to the Steelers and the Ravens, which are within reach. The Bills, I thought the same thing. I thought this was going to be the year that Josh Allen gets over the hump, goes and gets himself a ring, and they look rough. You mentioned they can't stop the run. They struggle. They struggle. And Joe Burrow brings that energy, that excitement that a team needs late in the season to start believing in themselves again. Football is a sport of just buy-in. That's what a good head coach does, is get you to buy in. When you get a franchise player like Joe Burrow back in the lineup, guys buy in again. They get reinvigorated. They go out there ready to play. And so it's a fun matchup. It's a fun matchup to see if the Bengals, who haven't really played defense all year, can try to stop Josh Allen, and then to see if Josh Allen has enough to finally get that offense clicking again.
We are looking forward to it this weekend. Again, underway with Thursday Night Football, Lions and Cowboys continuing through Monday night with the Eagles and the Chargers. Greg, appreciate you hopping on. Have a great weekend, and let's do it again next Friday.
All right, appreciate it, fellas. No, that was it.
All right, on the other side, we will give away some Aztec tickets for Wednesday night, San Diego State and Lamar. Darren Smith will join us to talk about SDFC season and the World Cup draw. Darren will join us live coming up at 5:30. Getting you ready for the winter meetings as well that get underway this weekend in Orlando. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. I will give away some Aztec basketball tickets coming up in the next 10 minutes. Darren Smith joins us live at 5:30. More on that World Cup draw. Do you know where the first match of the World Cup will be played, Jim?
Somewhere in the world, John.
That is correct.
There you go.
In what country?
America.
And
Oh, it's in Mexico?
correct.
Yeah.
First match will be Mexico, South Africa, throughout the
Wow.
records. And then they're going to play, U.S. plays the next day on June 12th in L.A., where tickets are $1,500.
$7,000 for nosebleeds.
Yeah, that is, dude, that is going to be a ticket. Again, I don't know what are
Ridiculous.
Super Bowl ticket prices usually at? What do they close at? 3, 4, 5, 6?
Thousands and thousands of dollars.
I don't know if it'll ultimately be there by the day of the match, but it's, yeah. I mean, you put them, come on. World Cup in America for the first time in 32 years. The match is in Los Angeles. Like, yeah, it's not going to be cheap.
Like, how do people afford this stuff? It's ridiculous.
That is a great point. I've always wondered that. How is it that there's 60, 70, 80,000 people at a Super Bowl? Now I get it. There's hospitality. There's this, that, and the other. There's companies. But how are there 30,000 people that have $10,000 for tickets?
I think for the World Cup, it helps that it's only like every 4 years. So you could save up money for 3 years or whatever to go, opposed to just, have to do it every year.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to go to a match, but I'm not going to spend $3,000 on a ticket.
I would love to go to a Super Bowl, but I'm never going to Super Bowl if tickets are starting at like $9,000.
Would you be interested in seeing a World Cup match if it didn't involve the U.S.? Like if it was,
No.
Like Costa Rica against Morocco?
No, I'm not that big of a soccer fan.
But just to like take in the vibe.
No.
Okay. So I asked.
No. Would you?
I mean, here's my question. Would I rather spend, I'm making it up, $100 to see Costa Rica, Morocco, or $1,000 to see U.S. against Australia? I mean, $1,000 is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but I'd rather go to something that I'd be interested in than something I'm not interested in.
Imagine the crowd. I mean, the crowd would be so insane.
Yeah. I mean, it would be an amazing atmosphere and it would be an amazing experience. But at the end of the day, it's like, what if the U.S. lost like 3-0
and you spent like $1,800 per ticket on like 4 tickets
and you sat in the nosebleed section?
Yeah. Is there a rule though, if the game is in LA, that it has to be all road fans? Is it going to be all Paraguay? It's like Rams and is the rule like there's no fans of the home team allowed?
Well, no, because unlike the Chargers and the Rams,
America has fans of America.
Right. People actually care about the World Cup. People don't care about the Chargers, nor do they care about the Rams in LA.
And also, currently at SoFi, correct me if I'm wrong, SoFi uses a like a turf surface, right? Because it's indoor, but it's not really indoor because there's like windows. But what are they going to do for the World Cup? I assume they're installing grass, right? Can't not have grass.
I don't know, John.
I was just curious about that because again, the NFL, it has to be grass. I'm 98% sure I read that every venue will use grass, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
Because you can't be playing on turf in the World Cup.
No, they're not going to. I think you're right because MetLife Stadium is another place that they're going to have the World Cup. I think the World Cup finals at MetLife in New York, right?
I think that's right.
And they're replacing that god-awful turf that has ruined so many players' knees and feet and whatnot. And they're replacing it and making it grass. So
what do you got, Brent?
SoFi is installing a temporary high-tech natural grass pitch for the World Cup.
That must be nice.
I want to say when it was here in 94, I was a kid. They were on turf. It would be like, it was in like the Superdome in Detroit and they were playing on turf. That's how I remember it. I don't know if that's accurate or not. I mean, obviously some of the matches were at like the Rose Bowl, so that was on grass. But I want to say some of the matches were on turf in 1994 when it first came to the U.S. So we'll talk to Darren more about the draw coming up at 5:30. We can talk about SDFC. The offseason is underway.
Can we ask him about Ty Adcock?
Sure. I mean, I don't know what he's going to want to share. I don't know what we want to ask about Ty Adcock. Is that the highlight of the offseason for the Padres?
Well, so far it is.
If he's excited for Giannis to become a Knick in like 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Probably is.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably is.
That'd be fun.
You think Darren's going to be at the winter meetings?
Let me answer that for you. No.
Why are we not going to be at the winter meetings?
Why do you think, John?
2 words, money.
Correct. You're right. 2 words, money.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to go to the winter meetings. I mean, you and I have both been to multiple winter meetings.
We have. Now, when the winter meetings were in San Diego, it was very easy to go to the winter meetings.
It was pretty easy.
When I was working across the street, they sent us to the winter meetings in Orlando.
Right.
So I've been to Orlando, been to San Diego. I think those are the only 2 winter meetings I've ever been to.
Oh, you need to. I've done
to get out more.
Nashville is at some massive, the Gaylord Hotel. It's massive, like 5,000 rooms. I've done DC, believe it or not.
Look at you,
DC.
Must be nice.
I've done Nashville twice, DC,
Wow.
San Diego, Orlando once.
Wow, you're like Mr. Baseball.
The
now.
way I got into baseball, Jim, is right out of college.
Were you one of those kids that walked around the winter meetings with your resume to look for jobs?
That's exactly right.
Oh my gosh.
Can't you see that?
I could see that actually. Yeah.
And that's how I got my my first job in baseball in Lynchburg with the Lynchburg Hillcats, Lynchburg, Virginia. I thought I was going to Tennessee. I thought it was Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of Lynchburg, Virginia. But the way I got the job is the guy that hired me said, I liked your tape, but I didn't even have a tape. So he confused me with like someone else.
Oh, he probably thought he hired like Jason Benetti or something.
He thought he hired like, yeah, exactly. And that's
like,
how
I really like your tape, Jason. You're like, thanks. Want a job? Sure.
Dude, when I got in, I accepted a job for no money. Back when I was like legal.
In baseball, yeah.
But then the dude that was the number 2 left like the day before I took the job. So I got $500 a month.
That's it?
$500 a month.
Where'd you live? In like
it was $200 a month where I lived. I mean, Lynchburg, Virginia is cheap.
Jeez.
And then this is 20 years ago. But yeah. And I had a roommate. But we spent $200.
So for anybody that doesn't know out there, tell the listeners, like, this is a common thing at the winter meetings. You see
kids walking around trying to get jobs.
Like 20-year-old kids, 21-year-old kids walking around with their resumes, they're in suit and ties, and they're looking for anybody that's associated with an organization just by like, looking at people's credentials or whatever. And then they'll put on the charm and, hey, here's my resume. You like, that is the part of the winter meetings. You're like, because if you work for a team and you go down to the bar hotel,
leave me alone.
You better be ready to like tell like 4 or 5 people like, hey, no, like get away from me.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be back in the day, it was all like losers like myself that were in radio.
Correct.
But now it's turned into like, I run a computer system that can like outsmart the New York Yankees and we can win 100 games. You know what I mean? It's all like baseball ops people.
Yeah.
Because they think they know how to like.
Hey, if you know how to hustle, the winter meetings is probably good for you. It's probably like it's your Super Bowl. But if you aren't a hustler, it's a lot, man.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
It's fun though. I agree with you. It is fun because you walk around and the cool, not the coolest, but the I want to say the craziest part about the winter meetings is the rumors that are just swirling around.
Definitely.
How a rumor will start over in like the coffee room, and then all of a sudden by the like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, everybody's talking about it.
Yep.
You're like, what? That's the best part is the rumors that get started from nothing and just mushroom cloud throughout the entire winter meetings hotel.
That and like Jeff Passan standing on a step stool doing a live hit.
That too.
That's also fun. All right. Darren Smith at 5:30. More in the winter meetings on the other side. Getting you ready for a huge weekend in college football and the NFL as well. Hour 4, Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app is next.
This update's brought to you by Indeed.com. We'll start with the World Cup, as the World Cup draw was earlier this morning. The U.S. goes to Group D. They draw Paraguay as their first opponent. They'll host them on June 12th at SoFi Stadium. College football news of the day: Penn State finally has a new head coach, hiring Iowa State's head coach Matt Campbell, signing him to an 8-year contract. Indeed's sponsored jobs gives your job posting a turbo boost. Match with the candidates you're looking for, making your hiring simple. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Again, that's Indeed.com/credit.
It's Jon and Jim.
Let's face it, in your particular field, you're the top minds.
Your favorite pair.
Interesting job you guys had.
Very smart and very modern.
They are Jon and
I
Jim.
mean, it would be very surprising. A, not as the one. B, having to go on the road at some point. I'd be very surprised if Philadelphia made it to the Super Bowl. Agree or disagree?
I would agree, and I think most Philadelphia fans would agree too. It's hilarious that they won the Super Bowl this past year, and all Eagle fans are saying right now is this team sucks, fire everybody. They are so mad, and the Super Bowl last year doesn't matter.
Now, live from the studios of San Diego Sports 760, it's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Final hour of Jon and Jim for the week. That is hard to believe. We will wrap it up.
Oh man, let's just have another hour. Let's just go 5 hours.
No. We're gonna finish at 4, and we got Darren Smith joining us live in 30 minutes. We've got conference title games underway. We have a big NFL weekend about to continue this weekend as well. Do we have Chargers Eagles on Monday on the station? Brent is shaking his head no.
Why?
Mike Usher, if you're listening right now, why do we not have Chargers and Eagles?
Do we have an Aztec basketball game?
He'll tell me during the break.
Is there anything happening?
It can't be discussed publicly.
Okay.
All right. So, okay.
We have other programming on Monday that has to be there.
Well, we got to make sure we wouldn't be able to get everything in, Jim, in 3 hours and 15 minutes. So they'll give us the extra 45 minutes so we can fit in the entirety of our show.
Man, I'm so glad they made this a 4-hour show.
Yeah.
Can't get everything in 3 hours. We need to have 4 hours.
Got to go to 4. Okay. So real quick on this Mountain West title game, I'm sure where you are, you're watching it as well.
I have it on the TV in my studio. Yeah.
Do you?
No, I don't.
I do. So
Must be nice.
is am I allowed to still cry about this or no?
Yeah, you can. It's all right. Cry about it.
I mean, I'm just I'm doing a deeper dive on it. And
cry.
Okay, so it's Boise and UNLV. And the belief is listen, if San Diego State wanted to be in the game, they could have just beat New Mexico. But isn't that the same for UNLV and Boise State over the same conference record?
Correct.
If Boise wanted to be in the game, could they have won one more game too?
Yep.
Because they have the same record as the Aztecs. Now, I just look at it as simple as this. San Diego State's 6-2. So are these other teams. The Aztecs beat Boise and didn't play UNLV. So I get it. Yeah. It's not easy, right? You got to come up with 2 teams. I get it. Someone's going to be left down. But I don't know. I just like crying about it.
It's like San Diego State was in first place in the Mountain West Conference basically all year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, all season. Yeah.
All season. Undefeated at home. That to me, the UNLV thing, hey, I get it. The Boise State thing, I know they went 6-2 in the conference. San Diego State beat them. I just don't understand how they're hosting the damn game.
Oh, I'll tell you why they're hosting, by the way. You want to know why they're hosting?
No.
They beat UNLV. So you can't put them in Vegas.
There you go.
Because they actually had worse metrics than UNLV. But you have to, at the end, go head-to-head in terms of hosting, because it wouldn't be right if the team that's 1-0 against the other team is on the road.
So have you decided who you're going to root for in this game?
I'm rooting for Boise.
Soft.
Because
why do you hate San Diego State?
No, that's liking San Diego State. Boise and San Diego State are in the same league. UNLV is in the Mountain West.
So you're Mr. Conference above all?
Yeah, like the SEC chants. I feel like they're rooting for the league over their own team.
So when Ohio State's in the national championship game, you think Michigan fans are like, "Come on, Ohio State, you gotta win it for the Big Ten."
No, you're right. Okay, you're right. I'm just telling. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. I'm not rooting for either team.
I know. I'm rooting for the team that San Diego State didn't play this year, because the team that San Diego State did play this year that's in the Mountain West title game, they beat them.
I mean, they made Boise State look bad.
They did. Now Boise State was dealing with a lot of injuries, and they had
the rain.
Their quarterback that
couldn't throw the ball.
Yeah, there's all these injuries. So again, that plays into the story if you really want to break this thing down. But at the same time, San Diego State did beat Boise, and Boise gets to hosting a Mountain West Conference title game, even though they have the same record.
Yeah. Now, at the end of the day, I mean, is Boise going to the college football playoff? No, probably not. Although it could get wonky in general with what's going on around the country. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it, other than I get it. They could have beaten New Mexico. I'm talking about San Diego State. They could have beaten New Mexico, put matters in their own hands, and that would have taken care of itself. Now, are you curious to see where San Diego State ends up on Sunday? I'm talking about bowl games.
No, I am curious because, one, I want to see what your schedule looks like. Two, I am curious to see where they go, who they play, to see if they can get a 10-win season.
I hope it's like a midweek game in like Paraguay, and I have to miss like 4 shows. You just do 4 shows solo.
I would just quit.
I know.
Yeah.
You're not kidding. No, it's not. I mean, there's only a few options. There's only a few options. I don't know what those options are, truthfully.
Like I said, the Idaho Potato Bowl in Boise is on the 22nd.
Right.
The Arizona Bowl is closer, I think the 27th.
Yeah, 26th or 27th. Yeah, I think you're right.
You have the LA Bowl.
Yeah, but they're not going to be in that.
I know, but the winner of this game goes to that. Yeah. I'm just doing all the Mountain West games.
Yeah. Could you see them in the 68 Ventures Bowl? Which is the actual bowl game.
That's a nice like topper to
like how hard is this?
Bowl.
Listen to this. Well, I say a bowl name and you say where it is. I mean, you literally can't get any right. Like Xbox Bowl,
Florida.
Frisco, Texas. 68 Ventures Bowl,
Florida.
Mobile, Alabama. Cure Bowl,
Florida.
Yes, Orlando.
Yes.
Myrtle Beach Bowl. It's in Myrtle Beach.
Florida.
Gasparilla Bowl.
Florida.
Yes, Tampa. But you can just say Florida for everything. Let me just give you a couple more. That Game Above Sports Bowl.
Texas.
Ford Field, Detroit. Rate Bowl.
Chicago.
Phoenix. First Responder Bowl.
Nevada. I don't know.
Dallas. Military Bowl.
Texas.
Annapolis, Maryland. Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Ooh, that's in Florida?
It is. Orlando. Good call. Arizona Bowl. I'm kidding.
Florida.
Yeah. Let me just see if there's any. Independence Bowl.
Florida.
Shreveport, Louisiana. ReliaQuest Bowl.
Florida.
Yeah.
There's like 12 bowl games in Florida.
Is that not insane, though? Like some of the names, I don't even know that. And you know me, I'm a psycho with this stuff. I don't know where these games are.
There's a lot of just random, I don't know. I like the Pop-Tart Bowl a lot.
Oh, a ton. Everyone does.
Pop-Tart Bowl's great.
Imagine being in the Pop-Tart Bowl, San Diego State. That'd be incredible.
Amazing. I love the Holiday Bowl.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like. Give me another bowl game that's like kind of big, but not like it's not in the college football playoff.
Did you like the Sun Bowl?
Sure.
Do you know where that is?
Phoenix, Arizona,
El Paso, Texas.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I get you. I'm looking like maybe you like the Gator Bowl.
Yeah, like
something like that. Pinstripe Bowl in New York. That's whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot out there. I don't know. I want something kind of unique for San Diego State. I want a good opponent. What? Here's a breaking college football story
Yeah, what do you got?
impacting the Pac-12. So Washington State had a first-year head coach. His name was Jimmy Rogers.
Yeah.
He just took the Iowa State job. That took
That's great.
5 minutes.
That took less than 5 minutes.
That took 5 minutes. So anyway, we'll see who the Aztecs play in their bowl game. We'll know Sunday at the latest. I think we won't know before Sunday, truthfully, but we will know Sunday at the latest for San Diego State. Now, in an alternate universe, I'd be calling the Mountain West Championship right now. But that's an alternate universe.
That would be a universe that doesn't exist.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's exactly right. Unfortunately, that universe doesn't exist. Man, I'll tell you, man, college football is absolutely insane right now. It's what it is.
So the college football playoff starts on the 19th, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Got it.
2 weeks. What do we need to be watching in the NFL this weekend?
Football.
You were saying earlier with Greg that basically you have all these games that have playoff implications.
Listen to this. So let me pull this up.
Your Niners are off, right?
Niners have a bye.
Yeah.
This is how the Niners become the 1 seed.
Okay.
After next weekend.
Next weekend, not this one. Okay.
No, next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a bye this week. Okay. They play the Titans, the worst team in football, next week.
That's a win.
They beat the Titans. They go to 10-4.
Okay.
The Packers need to beat the Bears and lose to the Broncos.
Okay.
Very
possible.
Very possible.
Yep.
Seattle needs to beat the Falcons and lose to the Colts.
Very possible.
Rams need to beat the Cardinals and lose to the Lions.
Okay.
Eagles need to beat the Chargers and Raiders. And the Bears need to lose to the Packers but beat the Browns.
I mean, I don't know if all those things are going to happen, dude.
If all those things happen, at the end of next week, the Niners would be the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Well, here's the good news, though. They have much more time than just next week, you know?
I know, but I'm just saying, I'm looking at that crazy scenario. It's not out of the realm of possibility when I'm looking at who these teams need to beat and lose to. It's not like I'm saying the Rams need to lose to the Titans or the Eagles need to lose to the Raiders.
Correct. Yeah. No, shoot. Who would have envisioned 3 weeks ago the Niners anything other than a wild card at best? Seriously.
Well, they still have
work to do.
They got work to do.
Who do they finish with? Who do they finish with their last 5 games or 4 games?
Colts, Bears, Seahawks.
And right, the Titans, then Colts, Bears, Seahawks.
Right. So
Colts, Bears, Seahawks. I mean,
they have to
one of those games.
They have to obviously beat the Titans.
Yep, they will.
And then their final 3 games, I think 2 of them are at home. They finished up the year at home against Seattle. They play at home against the Bears. They're on the road against the Colts. They're home against the Titans. So 3 of their final 4 games are at home.
I mean, listen, crazier things that have happened. They basically, are you saying they would need to win every game to be the 1 seed? Of course they would, right?
If they won out, they have a very good shot at the 1 seed.
If they lose a game, though, they're unlikely to win their division.
Right.
Fair.
And fair.
Yeah.
It could come down to the final game of the season. Niners Seahawks. That game could be for the NFC West.
Yeah, it's crazy. And that you said is at home or in Seattle?
That's at home.
All right. That's kind of, man, they got everything in front of them. Seriously. With 4 or 5 weeks to play, they have everything in front of them.
Problem is they're not good enough. Like they're not good enough. I said this the other day, without Bosa and Warner, I can't take them as a serious Super Bowl contender.
Right.
I just can't. Their offense, I can. If they remain healthy with McCaffrey and Kittle and Jennings and Pearsall and Purdy and Trent Williams, right? Like I could take them seriously on offense for sure with Kyle Shanahan as your play caller.
Mm-hmm.
Even I could take Robert Saleh. I mean, Robert Saleh has literally worked miracles this season with this defense from all the injuries. But without Bosa and Warner, I can't take them as a serious Super Bowl contender. I just can't.
Yeah, if they were a 1 seed, though.
Nope, I can't.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, more on this weekend in the NFL and the winter meetings. And Darren Smith at 5:30. Jim's back page is ahead. Here until 6, Jon and Jim. All right, Darren Smith is going to join us coming up at 5:30 on this Friday afternoon. Jon and Jim with you. Jim's back page is coming up. Man, what could have been this weekend, Jim, when you think about it? SDFC could have been in Miami. San Diego State could have been in. Thank you, Mike. Could have been in or hosting a Mountain West title game. Padres could be doing something in Orlando.
Right? Nothing will happen.
Right? Like all these things that could have been, we're not going to have this weekend.
Well, everything sucks, and we'll talk to you on Monday.
Are you going to watch MLS Cup?
Now that SDFC's not in it?
Right.
No, I won't.
Not intrigued by Miami, Messi, Vancouver?
No.
After beating SDFC?
No, sorry. Again, if SDFC was in it, I'd be extremely intrigued, but they're not. So that's going to be a no for me, dog.
Is that the same way how you feel about the Mountain West title game, which is underway tonight?
I mean, I'll check in on it, but I'm not like, oh, I got to get home. I got to turn on the Mountain West Conference title game with Boise State and UNLV from Boise. I got to watch it.
By the way, when this show ends, you've been hearing in the traffic reports that there's an incident in North County, and I see some people commenting in the chat about it. It's been going on for 5 hours. Since I left my home, the traffic was insane around lunchtime. Now, I avoided it because I was heading here as opposed to heading north, in North County, but it still hasn't been resolved. I left for work 5 hours ago.
Dude, this happened 2 weeks ago, I want to say. And I think it was not this past Sunday, but the previous Sunday, 23rd of November. And the same thing happened. I remember we had some people that were coming down to see us from like the LA area. And they said they were stuck on the 5 going south, like just dead stuck for like 5.5 hours.
5.5 hours.
Yeah, they could not go anywhere. And I'm like, what is going on here? I know that the freeways in San Diego are an absolute joke, but like, guys,
not like that.
No, this like whatever's happening right now, and then whatever happened last week to cause the freeways to be shut down for 5 hours. Like, you got to be kidding me.
So, yeah, I mean, the point being, I know about this, obviously, and people are talking about it, and you've heard it in the traffic reports. I don't know what I'm going to do when the show ends, because I'm not going to just go drive into, stopped traffic. So, I mean, I could go get food, obviously, but I mean, how long could this possibly go on? I don't really know.
Time.
I mean, we're dealing with something, I think, of significance, and this can take a while.
Is this a jumper?
I think there's reports of that as a possibility. That might be speculative.
Yeah, I asked the news department in the break. That's what it is.
That is what it is. So, I mean, you got health and safety type situation, which I understand and get.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's, again, 5 hours ago, the roads were a disaster.
And they're still a disaster?
Like you said, you had friends that it was a 5-6 hour resolution on.
I don't know if it was that. I don't know if it was the same thing. I think it was actually there was like a shooting, maybe. I think it was. I don't know.
Gotcha.
But still, I mean.
Yeah, no, and you hope everyone's safe and sound, and you know what I mean? Like, I completely understand that. And there's certain things you can't control. But again, it's like, what am I supposed to do if I'm heading in that direction? I thought about maybe going to Target to get some gifts.
Christmas shopping?
Well, no. Just gifts. Well, here's the thing. Jones asked Santa for, listen to this, dude.
Yeah,
like,
what do you want?
What do you want? What do you want? And he's like, I don't, he hasn't really given us much.
He's like, I want a new car, Dad.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, I want a phone and a watch. I'm like, you're not getting any. They're 6, dude.
Not at 6 years old.
But he's like, I want to ask Santa for listen to this, a $500 Target gift card. I'm like, yo, dude. I'm like, Santa's got to get gifts to the entire world. Like, you can't put Santa in debt.
No, yeah, dude. Santa's got a budget here.
Like,
all right,
$500. What are you buying?
He's got to buy some cards, man. This is your fault.
$500. No, he doesn't even know what $500 means. I'm like, you'll be lucky to get $50. I was thinking 20.
Here's the thing though, if you gave him like fake money to make it seem like he just got $500, right? He would be on you all the time to go to Target to spend $500.
Well, he's definitely not getting from Santa.
So what is Santa giving him this year? What's on the
stay tuned? I don't know. When he comes down the chimney, we'll have a better feel for it.
Did I ever tell you what I did with Santa Claus when I was younger?
No.
So I wanted, when I was a kid, and I have these videos, I wanted to catch Santa.
Like catch him in the act?
Like in the act of like delivering presents.
Yeah.
So I think the same age as Jones, maybe a little older, like 6, 7, 8, 6, 7.
Oh, did you just say 6, 7?
Oh, 6, 7.
Jones now says 6 number. He doesn't want to say 6, 7.
I made my dad set up, like at the time, one of those camcorder video cameras.
Yeah.
In the living room to record Santa Claus.
And did they then like do it?
So, spoiler alert for everyone out there.
Be careful in the spoiler alerts. Because you can't have kids in cars.
So I can't say it then.
Yeah,
Santa came. Santa came. I caught Santa Claus, and he delivered all my presents. And
so you were like, amazing.
It was amazing. I caught him, and I thought like I actually caught Santa Claus. So I would go to school. I'm like, I have Santa Claus
on video
delivering my Power Rangers sword. Like I have him caught.
Right. And you were right.
I was right.
Yeah. And you got the last laugh.
I got the last laugh because I caught Santa Claus. Neener, neener, neener. I caught Santa Claus.
All right, let's talk to Darren Smith. On the other side, SDFC's season is over. The World Cup draw was earlier today. We could talk some winter meetings. Talk whatever we want.
Adcock.
Ty Adcock. Darren Smith on the other side. Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update is brought to you by Indeed.com. We'll start with the World Cup, as the World Cup draw was earlier this morning. U.S. goes to Group D. They draw Paraguay first up, as they'll host them on June 12th at SoFi Stadium. In college football news, it's now official. Penn State finally has a new head coach. They signed Iowa State's head coach Matt Campbell to a 8-year contract. Indeed sponsored jobs gives your job posting a turbo boost. Match with the candidates you're looking for, making your hiring simple. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Again, that's Indeed.com/credit.
All right, Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Let's connect with our good friend Darren Smith, who, of course, you heard all season long on SDFC broadcast, the inaugural year. What a year it was for SDFC. And Darren's back with us. We'll talk SDFC. We can talk a little winter meetings, certainly the World Cup draw as well. Darren, always appreciate you taking time for us on this Friday afternoon. Actually, let's start with, like, we just touched on this, and I think you may have today as well. Like, it's a kind of a what could have been weekend, right? SDFC could have been playing. San Diego State could be playing right now. So, like, what's your appetite for Mountain West Championship is underway? MLS Cup is tomorrow. Are you watching? Are you into it now that San Diego's not in it?
Well, first and foremost, I want to just say, Jon, I'm really glad that you survived the colonoscopy earlier this week. I know that's a very traumatizing experience from personal experience myself. It is weird, right? We went from talking about what the plan was going to be if we had multiple events in San Diego to now we have neither event in San Diego. I have not yet made my way to the Mountain West Conference Championship game. I was just watching a little bit of JMU before I flipped over to YouTube so I could see your handsome faces. But I will dip in and out of that in a little while. I will watch MLS Cup tomorrow. I think it should be pretty good. Honestly, I think it's going to be a really good game. I mean, it's Lionel Messi and it's Thomas Muller, and it's two teams that were really, really good during the regular season and met during CONCACAF Champions Cup. So I probably will find myself in front of a television somewhere around noon. But yeah, there is a little bit of that empty feeling, isn't there? Of like, oh man, we have these events that are coming, and it's the first weekend where we just don't have either one of them.
Well, I mean, to fill the void, the Padres signing Ty Adcock is enough to make everybody excited, for the winter meetings coming up here. I'm just kidding. We'll get to the Padres.
How many times have you said Ty Adcock since he's been signed? Seriously, the over-under has to be like 100, right?
At least 100, at least over 100. It's I just think it's. I mean, look, the only thing I know about the dude is his last name is a great pun. So that's all I'm gonna do is say his last name.
I appreciate it. I do. I mean, this is the perfect signing for Jim Russell.
It really is.
About that.
Yes, my 12-year-old mind loves it. So World Cup draw this morning. U.S. Gets Paraguay, Australia, and then the UEFA playoff C Cup winner there. Looking at the draw here, do you like the draw for the U.S.?
I do. I think everybody devoted so much time to worst case scenarios. Nobody ever really mapped out what a best case scenario would be. And it's not exactly that, but a couple of things. There's some familiarity here. The U.S. just played Australia in October. They played Paraguay in November. If it is Turkey or Turkiya that comes out of that play-in, then they have experience there back to June. Now, the flip side of that could be true too, right? Like they have experience playing against the U.S. So, there is a little bit of familiarity. 3 matches on the West Coast, Los Angeles, Seattle, and back to L.A. So I think anything short of getting out of this group and potentially winning a game in the knockout round is going to be considered a disappointment, especially on U.S. soil for all of this talk about how much the program needs to move itself forward through the ups and downs and whatnot. So, it could have been way, way worse than this. So I can't imagine that anybody at U.S. Soccer isn't ecstatic about the draw that they pulled here today.
Darren Smith is with us. I'm just curious, Darren, from your perspective, I guess this is a 2-part question. Have you ever been to a World Cup match in your life?
Nope.
Yeah, nor have I. And of course, hasn't been the U.S. in 30-something years.
How much? Drop a couple grand to go to one this year?
I was going to say, like, how much of a bucket list would it be for someone like yourself, who's obviously an ardent soccer fan and beyond that? I mean, you work in it with SDFC. Like, is it a must attend for you, or would you try to attend a match that doesn't involve the U.S.? Like, what would your plan be for next summer?
Oh, I'm probably going to do everything I can not to go to a U.S. match. Yeah, I think that, I do want to go. I mean, it's, our colleague Jack Cronin has been to a bunch of World Cups, and I always was envious of him that he got to go and travel and go to places like Brazil and, put himself on some of these lists because the experience looks amazing. Now, I think part of the appeal for me is, you do view it through the lens of this is a tournament that is held somewhere else. And I am not as excited to go and watch the World Cup played in an NFL stadium. Okay. So like, I am just personally not drawn to SoFi Stadium or Kansas City or Jerry World. Those are football arenas. Right. Those are not soccer arenas. Now I know that they were built for multiple things and that's its own separate conversation. And I'm looking at the dates in Mexico, especially, if the Republic of Ireland could somehow qualify. I've already told people that I know in Guadalajara, I would be there in June in a heartbeat. I think that would be a lot of fun. So, I do plan on going. I'll have to wait and see what the schedule looks like tomorrow. I do think just the experience of it will probably, I don't know that it'll validate the amount of money that you have to spend to go. But I mean, it kind of be crazy to have it here, to be excited for it, to get up, to watch this ridiculous draw today, which is so absurd and over the top, and then just sit here and watch it all from the television. I do want to play. I do want to experience it. And I think there are certain cities that would be great. I think Seattle is going to be a good host. I think Atlanta would be a good host. I think Vancouver is going to be a good host, right? So Philadelphia would probably be a really good host as well. There are other cities though that I could do without. Like I don't have any interest in going to Houston. I don't have any interest in going to Kansas City. I get it. It's the World Cup, but I think I'd much rather go to Guadalajara or Mexico City or to Monterrey, Mexico than go to some of the cities here in the U.S., if that makes sense.
So besides the group that the U.S. is in, Group D, what group intrigues Darren Smith the most?
Any group that you have Spain, any group that you have Argentina would definitely intrigue me. Yeah. And, part of that is wanting to go and watch some of the favorites. I mean, these are the very best, the defending champ in Argentina, the best team in the world in Spain. Obviously, being a Barcelona fan, there's a bunch of Barcelona players that are expected to play for Spain. So I've started looking a little bit into that, and I'd be curious to see what that scheduling is going to look like. I think that those, I would be very team specific about who I want to go and watch because it's such a rare opportunity. So I think it's more, maybe less a little about the group. Like there's intriguing groups just from who will come out of this, who will win this group and who will finish second and who's going to be competing for third place. Right. Mm-hmm. But in terms of, I'm more drawn to the teams I think that I want to watch and figure out a way if I can sew it all together so I can, build together a little bit of a, and listen, I also think not even going to the games, but sometimes just going to the places, like we've been to Final Four. Sometimes it's great when you get in, but it's also great just to be a part of that environment, even if you don't have an actual ticket to the event, just to, to go and be a part of it and celebrate and party and hang out with all the fans for the different teams that are going to be there.
I don't know how easy this is to answer, but just looking ahead for SDFC off this remarkable first year, how challenging is it to do what they just did again? As in, what are the key components you're considering this offseason leading into next season?
Yeah, I think it's really hard, because there's only really one way to get better. And, that's to win MLS or make it to MLS Cup, I suppose. Mikey talked a little bit about this in his exit interview, that he knows teams are going to spend time looking now at what it is that they do and trying to figure out how it is that they can attack it better. You're not going to take anybody by surprise. And I think that was mostly the case about midway through the season anyway. But it will be a different team. And, there are going to be different players. How dramatically different is it going to be? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I do think that the bones of it will return. And you'll sprinkle in a couple of new players here and a couple of players there. And maybe this guy's going to go. So, I think there will be some things to tweak and change. I think that's why what happened at the end of the game against Vancouver was such an amazing moment because, I was starting to think to myself that some of the success or some of the popularity was directly tied to the success on the field, right? The wins, the 19 wins, advancing in the postseason, et cetera. And that's a good thing. Like San Diego's a great bandwagon. Everybody's welcome on board. So people were learning about it and they were excited about it. But, to see people really embrace it, even after a loss, I thought was a big moment, and it showed me that people were there and were connected to it and felt something. So, I think that will be good heading into season number 2. But in terms of the actual product on the field, we do this podcast every week called Behind the Flow. Tom Penn, the CEO, came on and joined us, and he said, we have more money to spend than anybody in Major League Soccer. He also said we have another designated player spot. Those are the spots reserved for players like Tuki Lozano and Anders Dreyer. So he seemed to indicate that they were going to spend money and that they were going to use another DP spot. So seems to me like what he was suggesting on the Behind the Flow podcast next week, which is an iHeart podcast, is that they're going to add. And, that's a really, really good thing because they were that close. And I think it whet everybody, everybody's appetite. Everybody has a taste for it now. And they know following up on that is it's going to be hard, but I think that they're willing to give it a run.
So what's your best guess for the winter meetings here? Sunday, I believe, is when it starts in Orlando. Best educated guess, Darren. Quiet winter meetings for the Padres. They make a move. They do nothing. Like what would you predict the Padres do at the winter meetings?
Sounds like, to me, it sounds like things are moving. I think that they're working. Sometimes the winter meetings, it's just about laying groundwork for things that'll happen later in the off season or even during the season. And maybe it's a little bit of that, but you can, this isn't a roster that you're ready to, say, okay, we're close, sprinkle in a piece here and sprinkle in a piece there. Let's go get them, Craig Stammen.
Right.
So it sounds like they've been pretty active, just checking in on other teams and having to be creative with some of the things that they will need to do. Sounds that way to me without having too many details. It just sounds like they're pretty active. And, I don't think it'll be a big sort of splashy week, but I do think that they will be probably a little bit more active than Ty Adcock.
That's not the big move of the offseason.
Don't disrespect Adcock, Darren.
Oh, here we go. Here's the last 20 minutes of the show.
I could make a case that this is the next no-name reliever that's going to come in here and just turn heads because we've seen that storyline time and time again in the Petco Park era.
He'll turn heads all right.
Oh, here we go. Darren, help me.
You think?
All right. If you want more insight, not from Jim, but from Darren, which most people should want, section1904.com. All right. You can get it all at section1904.com. Make sure to check it out. Darren is doing great work over there. Section1904.com. Darren, appreciate you, my friend. Happy holidays to you. We'll do it again soon.
Thank you. Can I ask one quick question, John, to you? What bowl game do you think San Diego State's going to get?
Man, it's intriguing, honestly, because I think it could be a little open outside of like the conference affiliations because some of these leagues aren't going to fill all their slots because of the playoff is what I'm being told. So I don't really, I guess my point is I think there's a lot of people think it might be Boise or like Phoenix, but I think there could be more options because there might be some slots opening that other leagues aren't filling. What do you think?
And I read the same, maybe the Potato Bowl or the Arizona Bowl or Frisco. I also wonder too, like a guy like Chris Johnson. I just saw that video that you posted on Instagram. Like, you think we've seen the end of him? Like, and nobody would blame him, right, if he decided he's not going to play in a bowl game, but that he's going to go to the Senior Bowl and he's probably going to be a first or second round draft pick. Like, have we seen like the last of some of these guys? I don't. It's just modern college football. I don't really, know the answer, and it's not a judgmental thing because nobody would blame them if they decided to skip it. I just think it's kind of interesting that they went from the New Mexico game and the presumption that they would have at least one more, and then it's like, oh man, this thing could just be over.
100%. No, you're spot on. I think it's a possibility. I think that in today's college football, to your point, it now becomes a pretty real conversation with guys that have like professional aspirations. Are you going to play in these bowl games? And I do think that is being discussed internally. I'm curious. Maybe it has to do with timing or opponent or game, or maybe a player like Chris Johnson who could be drafted in the first couple of rounds, regardless of what bowl game they were going to be playing in. Maybe he wouldn't be appearing in, but it's something we would never have said. Maybe we said that 5 or 10 years ago about a player like at Ohio State, and now I just think we're saying it in general.
Yeah. No, I wish them well. I mean, I hope that they're able to, to go and get that reward. I mean, I'm still a believer in the Bulls. I know they're not what they used to be, but I'm a believer. So I wish them well, whoever it is that makes their way out there. So anyway, thank you for indulging me on that one.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm optimistic on the Bull game, location, and opponent, but we'll learn more within 48 hours. Darren, appreciate you. And
thanks, bro.
We'll do it again soon.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate you guys. Have a good weekend.
You as well. All right, Jim's back page coming up next. Remember, Jim was rooting for a UNLV blowout tonight in Boise. Well, it's 14-0 Boise State in the first quarter. Jim,
great.
How do you feel about that?
Well, considering that I'm wrong about everything, I probably should have said, I'm rooting for you and I'm rooting for Boise State.
You should have said that.
I should have said that. Because I'm an idiot.
No, you're not. I mean, it's hard to predict sports. If you can predict sports, you'd be rich. I mean, it's the thing. Like, we can watch sports our whole lives. It's hard to get this stuff right consistently. If we could, we'd be rich.
Here's a dirty little secret. Nobody that talks about sports is an expert. Everybody gets things wrong all the time.
You sound like me when I applied for my social media job at the Rays. I'm like, I'm not a social media expert. They're like, okay, you're not getting the job.
Okay. I can't believe you did that.
Applied for the job or said I wasn't an expert?
Both.
Yeah, 10 years ago, when I was one of two people that were finalists for the Tampa Bay Rays social media director. First of all, what? I didn't know how to log on to Instagram.
Correct.
They're like, I use the off the cuff line. I'm not an expert in social media because it's always evolving. So nobody's an expert in social media. Such a dumb line.
Such an idiot.
But honestly, I'm glad I used it because I didn't want to be the social media director of Tampa Bay.
No. You did not want to be that. That would have been bad.
I'm good. I'm good. Do you want to do a 2-minute back page or do you want to bail on a back page?
We can do a 2-minute back page.
All right.
Did you know, John, that Warner Brothers was up for sale?
I didn't. Yeah, it's been discussed. And then the whole Netflix thing today, right?
So Netflix officially won the bidding war to purchase Warner Brothers.
Insane.
The sale's not yet finalized, but I don't even know what these numbers mean. They're now entering exclusive deal talks with Netflix offering $30 a share and a $5 billion breakup fee. I don't know what that means, but that probably means it's a lot of money.
A lot of money, right, Brent? Didn't you say it was the valuation's like $80 billion?
It's something like that.
It's something insane. Now, what does that mean for the industry or the consumer? The fact that Netflix becomes Warner Brothers? I don't really know.
I think they just probably buy it. They keep everything the same, and then you can maybe merge in the future.
Yeah, I have some content. I don't know either.
I don't know what it fully means, but it's. These numbers are crazy.
Insane.
Netflix has taken over. Netflix is the future. We've talked about this. Everything will be streaming.
Yep.
The Super Bowl one day will probably be on Netflix.
I agree.
Live sports is already on HBO and Prime and Apple TV, but the one day the Super Bowl will be on Netflix. Mark my word.
I agree.
Yeah.
The only thing with that is I was talking to ace newsman Jack Cronin this morning about it, and he said that he will wait and see if it actually goes through. Because he said a deal this big might take months, and then there's a rumor that Paramount's just going to jump in and outbid them and do a hostile takeover. So Paramount might end up buying Warner Brothers instead. So there's going to be a lot of developments to happen in this story yet.
Stay tuned.
And finally, since we're running up against it here, Avengers Endgame, John, will be re-released in theaters on September 25th. 2026, the Russo brothers said that Avengers Endgame leads directly into Avengers Doomsday.
What?
So
why are we re-releasing it?
That's the big thing now, John.
To make more money, and two, because the Russo brothers are saying that with their vision, even though there's been 15, 20 films after Avengers Endgame, their vision is that you don't have to watch all those films. All you got to do is watch Endgame, and the events that happen in Endgame, and obviously events happen in Fantastic Four or whatnot. That leads right into Avengers Doomsday. And you don't need to watch all the 20 films leading up to Avengers Doomsday.
Did Avengers Doomsday come out yet?
Let me answer that for you, John. No.
So I can just watch Endgame, and then I'm caught up for all this exciting storylines.
You're not all caught up, but you won't be out of the loop. You can watch Endgame, go right into Doomsday, and you'll be fine.
Is Endgame star Robert Suarez or Mason Miller?
It stars Mason Miller. He throws
Ty Adcock.
Ty Adcock is.
Is he pitched in the ninth?
Yeah, he's Captain America.
Jim, have a wonderful weekend.
You too,
friend.
John.
All right. Enjoy this warm weather.
I will. You too.
And we will be back Monday from somewhere in the world. We will have a show on Monday.
Somehow we'll have a show Monday, maybe. I don't know.
World.
Probably not.
All right. If you missed anything today, go to sportssd.com or the iHeartRadio app or iTunes or TuneIn Radio or Spotify. And for Brent and Jim, I'm John. Have a great weekend. Keep it here at San Diego Sports 760.
Okay. Bye.